fans, and welcome back to continuing coverage of the Carnomaly 500. Today it is Valvoline Pole Day. David Schildhouse, Landon, Cassill, Parker Kligerman here with you with more guests to come that you'll be hearing from as we cover qualifying today. Boys, it's been a week since we've seen these cars on the track. We've taken nearly 400 drivers, whittled them down to the top 88, and now we get one lap, all the speed in the world. What do you got? Parker, open setups, true speed. A lot to talk about here tonight.
900 horsepower, unrestricted, 230 miles an hour. This will be the fastest pole day in Daytona. Okay, virtual history, I guess. But hey, this is going to be awesome to watch. You got to hold it flat out for one lap, and that's the money, right? The one lap is what you have here to set your speed. Drivers have been working for weeks to put this together, and it all comes down to tonight, where we're going to be going basically.
There's a huge benefit for that because they're going to be locked into the field, Parker, but they don't get to race in the Battle 150s tomorrow. So there's a little bit of a risk reward, but I think I'd take my locked in spot.
I think I would definitely take the locked in spot, and we'll get into why maybe the pole is worth way more than just winning the pole and being locked in the Carnomaly 500, but that comes in a little bit, right, David?
Yeah, well, we got more surprises. I think the information's out there, but we'll dive into that a little bit later once we get closer to the action here. But, you know, it's such a huge shift from what we saw last week when it was fixed setup racing, heat racing, consolation races, prelims, and now we get into single car runs, just you, the car, and the racetrack, Parker. And as these drivers have been preparing, what are they going to need to focus on?
Right, so get up to speed. That's important. Always when we go to these super speedways, you got to get up to speed and do it correctly. 900 horsepower, get it down to the ground. Hold the wheel, sorta. So hold the wheel, sorta means you want to hold a very, very tight wheel. You want to have very little movement in that wheel, which means technically when you have that car perfect, you should barely be holding the wheel. That's why it's sorta. And Landon, I'll let you take the keep the eye on the sky. That has to do with the sun.
Yeah, the sun is going to be a factor today. Qualifying is going to begin with the sun setting in the sky. It's just going to be going over the grandstands in Daytona. So the first group of cars, these are the drivers that finished 10th and 11th in their prelims. They're maybe at a little bit of a disadvantage, even though it's still pretty cool out in Daytona today. We use real-time weather here at eRacr. It's about 75 degrees in Daytona. It's going to be cooling off into the evening by the second and by maybe 2/3 and all the way through the qualifying session. It'll be dark, it'll be nighttime, and those late drivers are gonna have a shot at probably the fastest laps we're gonna see. Fortune favors the bold, Parker. It's open setups. These guys have been working all week on their setups. These cars are an absolute handful when you trim them out. They're picking up speed. I mean, we're seeing speeds over a second faster than we saw with the fixed setups. The cars, they're very hard to drive. Where you said hold the wheel, sorta, it's because the cars are loose. They're really tough to drive. You got to let the car turn itself down into the corner. I think the boldest driver that can handle the loosest setup that he built himself will be the one that comes out on top.
I like that. Fortune favors the bold. You got to be bold to put that setup together and be bold in your practice and find those things. But guess what? When you win the pole tonight, you will be offered the chance by Whitz Racing Products to go for an extra $15,000 in the Carnomaly 500, but you got to start dead last. You have to cross the finish line in dead last to start the race, and then you will be going for an extra $15,000 plus the $3,000 it pays to win the Carnomaly 500. So those two combined mean that driver could be going for an $18,000 payday. That's got to be one of the biggest single payouts in sim racing history.
Yeah, Parker. I like to say this is adult money that we're dealing with here at eRacr, and we had to make sure that we had all the rules dialed in so we know exactly how to spell out to these drivers what they're racing for, how to abide by it. The pole sitter is going to get the first opportunity to drop to the back of the Carnomaly 500. He's got to cross the start-finish line in last place so that we can ensure that that driver started in last. and then it's all from there. It's all in their hands to go for that extra $15,000. If the pole sitter is crazy and doesn't take this, then we would move to second, third, fourth, however far we got to go until somebody wants to try to win this money. But I have the feeling the pole sitter is going to take it.
You got to take it. David, you'd be crazy not to take it.
I've been trying to think of a reason of why you wouldn't take this opportunity, and the people I've talked with and ultimately what I've arrived at is it's a 500-mile race. If 500 miles isn't enough time for you to think you can go from the back to the front, why are you even here? Quite honestly, it's $15,000. Where else are you going to try and get an extra $15,000 doing sim racing? I have no idea. You guys are crazy. I know, some people are hoping it gets paid out. Some people are hoping it doesn't, but it's really cool. An awesome opportunity, added incentive to go out there as if they didn't have enough incentive as it is. I mean, the glitz and glamour that comes with being the pole sitter for the first annual Carnomaly 500, the $3,000 payday that they already knew they were looking forward to if they could win it. But now the allure of an extra $15,000 when word of that broke. Parker, some of these guys thought, well, maybe we're not as quick as we need to be. Maybe we need to keep finding some more speed out there, because when there's extra money, that much money on the line, you're going to work a little bit harder.
No doubt. When this got basically announced, we knew some drivers and teams that were like, wait a second. All right, now I really have to focus on qualifying. I thought I was just going for the top 2 spots, but now it's really, as Landon says, adult money up for grabs. Why not put everything you have into this qualifying session? It ratchets up the pressure, but should make it more fun for us watching. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Parker, Landon, last week we rolled out a brand new piece of technology. Didn't quite work the first night, but we got it dialed in for the second night, and now it's back in full effect here. It's the eRacr Predictor, and you can play along just like you did last week. On the right-hand side of your screen, we'll get a Parker point to that in just a moment, but each qualifying run will have a predictor time generated, and using the extension, you'll be able to predict if the driver will go faster or slower than that predicted time given. Each prediction is worth 25 points, and then you get bonuses for stringing together correct predictions. 2 in a row is 50 points, and anything over 3 is 75 points, and a push awards points to everyone. So it's kind of like Vegas, when you push with the dealer, you don't win, you don't lose, but in this case, everybody wins. So I guess it's not like Vegas. Whatever. We'll get past that.
Yeah, what will you be winning, David? Oh, that's right, because it's Valvoline Pole Night. How about a Mark Martin bobblehead? You can check those out. Landon and I both got them. We got mugs here that you're going to be getting. These are awesome. They're actually really sweet, these mugs. Mm-hmm. You got stickers. There's going to be all sorts of Valvoline stuff. So if you finish in the top 3 tonight, you will have a chance at a Mark Martin bobblehead or one of these mugs. And then obviously, if you finish in the top 10 through the whole event in the eRacr Predictor, there'll be more of these prizes up for grabs. And I might just end up wearing all these stickers by the end of tonight. Who knows?
I think maybe that everybody's more excited about the Mark Martin bobblehead than they are the $15,000 bonus.
This is going to be sweet. This thing is so cool. It looks exactly like Mark. I'm keeping this, Landon. I'm keeping this one for me.
Yeah,
so
I'm keeping mine.
No one else gets this. But these are sweet. Thank you, Valvoline.
Why didn't I get any? Where's mine?
Oh, that's weird. You're going to have to play the predictor.
With the predictor, make sure that you check in on the right hand of the screen for the predictor. You got to way over there by where Parker's at.
Right there.
And check in, authenticate your Twitch account, start playing when the first car rolls. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and this is going to be awesome because in qualifying, this is what this thing was built for. You're going to be able to basically guess slower or faster on every driver's time. So you have 88 chances to make a guess here. Lots of points up for grab. Let's do it.
And unlike last week, Landon's probably not going to be beating everybody. Although I know he probably wants to.
He's not eligible.
Who knows?
He already got him.
Not eligible. Let's take a look at what we got here tonight at Daytona International Speedway. You see the temperatures. 73 air temp, 75 track temp, a little bit of a wind, 7 miles an hour, partly cloudy conditions. A beautiful setting here in Daytona Beach as the sun will start to set slowly but surely as time moves on. And another refresher here, Parker, the order of the drivers here tonight was set by last week's racing action. And we talked about it last week. There was an incentive to finish further up in those preliminary races that allowed you to go out later, and later is a benefit. So the drivers you see rolling off early here are drivers who finished further back in their prelim races.
Exactly. And we're going to be jumping into our first one, which is, I believe, Zach Novak. And one thing to note, you'll see the predictor come up here. The time, you're basically going faster or slower than the time that comes up on the predictor. So that's what you're trying to guess here. As Zach Novak's going to be our first car on the track. I believe the first predictor time will come up here now. Right. So the predicted time is 40.000. So will he be faster or slower? I'm going to give you guys all an easy hint. I'm saying faster.
I think that's going to be faster. These cars have been going in a low 39s pretty easily. I would say probably, I mean, Zach, I'm going to shoot him around a 39 flat at least. So, predictor 40 flat. Let's get a nice little warm up in.
It's an
Should be
easy
fun,
one.
right? You
Yeah,
can't
should
be
be 3
influencing
points.
it like that, telling people what lap times they're running. They got to form their own opinion. They're not supposed to know that. That's like insider information.
No, you never know when we're just trying to tell our producers how to offset the predictor moving forward.
Oh, okay. I got you. A subtle hint there as we look at Zach Novak, of course, for Richmond Raceway Esports. The Virginia is for racing lovers. Camry out here coming to start his one and only time lap. And it really starts from the time, Parker, we talked about. From the time you leave pit road, getting up through the gears, it all matters right there.
It does. It's all that combined, how fast you get up to speed. Even though these cars have over 900 horsepower, the flywheel basically at their disposal, you still need to get that power down and get up to speed as quickly as possible, giving you as much time to wind it up as you head and take the green flag. Let's see down the backstretch, 224, 227, somewhere up there into the corners. Is he going to get below 220? Not even.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I can't imagine that kind of mid-corner speed at Daytona. Pretty stable looking lap. Let's see what kind of speed he's got. 40.
Wow. So we were wrong.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Landon out
Wow.
here spewing everything.
Not
Man.
faster.
Wow. Zach, what predictor is accurate? Okay.
They know more than us.
Zach, Zach was an alternate for this event. We had a scratch going into qualifying day. He was an alternate. He ran. He may not have had time to work on his open setup. I can't believe it.
Look at Landon. These are the tricks that Landon's going to pull to try and get an advantage and beat people in the predictor tonight.
Somebody check his points because maybe he just pulled a fast one on all of us.
Oh my goodness. The fix is on.
Definitely on. All right, here we go. Sean Butler, 40.025. I'm going to say faster.
I'm going to say faster. I can already see this car skewed a little bit to the left down the straightaway. The rear looks like it's traveled well. You can see the car squatted down. These cars, they want to have the back down. You got to find a way to get the back of the car to travel. Sean's obviously got that working on his car tonight.
Biggest problem he's got is he's definitely got the wrong oil on that car, but whatever. We'll just let that fly. The other thing is when we watch these laps here, you said it. The thing is, when you're going really fast, although it looks sort of pedestrian, these cars, I mean, they're going so fast. They're so trimmed out. You can see that thing skewed down the backstretch to the left side. That makes it drive weirdly. It's all popped up in the air. All those things make it just odd. And look at that, over 230 miles an hour into turn 3. This will definitely be faster than Novak.
Significantly faster. Reports from the inside of the Zach Novak camp indicating he didn't even have the right setup in the car. As Butler crosses the line, 38.90. There you go. That's a lap time.
There we go. Now we're getting to what we expected.
Solid lap. Early thoughts on pole speed. I mean, 38.90. That's a pretty solid lap.
That's a sporty lap for Sean Butler. Sean has a really good sense of Daytona. Is really good at finding the right line to run, in my opinion, from my experience racing against him in other places. I know that he goes out there and he finds the way to maximize the track, maximize the lap time. So, with only 2 cars out there and one not running the right setup, Parker, Landon, to me, that's I'd say that's a pretty good benchmark to start things off here.
Right. I'm expecting a mid 38 to be sort of what we're looking for the pole, but we'll see. You never know.
Andrew Player now coming up to speed.
This
on
is
the
a tougher
banking.
one. 39.025 on the predictor. I'm gonna say slower. I don't know. Make your
I
own
don't
pick.
know. I'm going faster. I mean, I thought his car looked squatted off of pit road pretty well. Maybe doesn't look low enough to me down the backstretch here. But I went faster. I got faith in Andrew.
Yeah, I went faster.
Interesting line coming off of turn 4. He kind of pulled it down off the banking off of turn 4. I mean, all the way down to the white line, got a straight shot down the front stretch.
Yeah, and I'm
You know,
looking at.
I remember last year when we were doing qualifying for the Firecracker, it took a few cars, but we got into a rhythm of knowing what to look for, what the benchmarks were at each point in the track, speed wise and everything like that. And we could really tell a good lap from, maybe a lap that was going to fall a little bit short. So I'll be curious to see how long it takes for us to get to that same point. But I think we're already starting to build a little bit of a book on experience of who you need to, or what speed you need to be going into these corners.
Yeah, that's the key for all of you predictor players out there. One thing I would be tracking. See Andrew here, 39. Oh, darn it! I
the
switched to
predictor's
faster.
so close.
For all you predictor players trying to figure out what they're doing into turn 3, that's the key.
I mean, I am 0 for 3 right now.
Yeah, I've only gotten 1.
Andrew Player third. So we've got Whitendorf. I'm sorry, John. John's coming up next year. 38.992 on his predictor.
Oof, this is a tough
Get your
one.
picks in. If you're new to the predictor, make sure you've checked in. This is a chance for you to basically make a little bet on every driver. We're going to give away prizes to the top scorers. I won the predictor game on prelim night, but I'm not doing so well. So I'm gonna go. I'm also not gonna share my pick. Well, maybe I should share my pick. I've gotten it wrong every time.
Yeah, you're just telling them all what to do.
38.992. I don't know. It's still sunny out. I know you can run in the 38s with the sun out, though. I mean, it's. I don't know.
The key for all the predictor players out there. First of all, if you're not on a computer, get Twitch up on a computer. That's the only way you can play the predictor. You can't play it on mobile yet. Sorry about that. The other thing is start taking note of what they're doing into turn 3 on their up speed lap. That would I would say that's the key here. If you start seeing a pattern to the cars that go fast versus the cars that don't, that might help you out. But I'm not a financial advisor, so this isn't financial advice.
Thank you, Parker, for the important disclaimer that that's huge, as they would
Past
say.
performance is no guarantee of future performance or something like that, guys.
Yeah, that checks out. As Whitendorf comes off turn 4, oh, big slide there.
Whoa.
That's going to hurt the time down the straightaway, and that's the thing you got to avoid as he comes across the line. 39.534.
39.534.
Gonna be the second slowest time of 4 cars so far.
I
think
got that
that
one
slide
right.
out of the corner hurt him. That's really, I think that's really going to be the key to me, is controlling how much slide you get out of these corners, controlling how much speed you scrub because of sliding. That's going to be the difference, I think, between your optimal time and something less than you were hoping for.
Definitely, it's all those things combined, right? It's all the different factors that come into play: the heat, the grip level, how much you slide it, how much wheel you put in it.
You know what's, Parker, on that note, these cars going so fast, we're not used to seeing single car qualifying at Daytona where you go up to the straightaway, you go up to the wall in the straightaway and arc into the corner
That is a good
like
point.
you would a normal racetrack. I mean, these drivers are driving these cars like it's Chicago, not Daytona. I guess that's what you get when you're going 230 miles an hour into the corner. Dalton's at a 39.333. What are you thinking here?
I went faster.
See if he can do it. Nice smooth 1 and 2. I mean, that's pretty decent line. I'd like to see maybe another foot or two lower. I mean, those left sides, you really want them on that yellow line.
It's all about I mean, if you're confident in the setup, because you only got one shot that says, oh, yeah, that's, he goes down right to the yellow line there, and then you saw the car wiggle, had to chase it up the track a little bit, brings it back to the bottom. See what the lap time looks like here. Across the line, 39.18.
There we go. There we go. We're seeing times all over the board right now.
Really? Yeah. I mean, I guess with Novak, I could see if he accidentally loaded the wrong setup or didn't have time, just ran the fixed setup. A 40.089 would have put you, top 5 of your prelim with the fixed setup. Not so good on qualifying night, but the rest of them, yeah, about a half a second gap between these other 4 cars.
Now that's a man who looks like he knows how to party right there.
He does. Alan Farley from Oviedo, Florida.
I like it.
Oviedo, right near Orlando. It's where my brother's girlfriend's from. Fun fact.
We had a lot of fun collecting our driver headshots. You gotta hand it to our production crew. I thought they did a really good job. I gotta tell you, these drivers did a really good job with their headshots too. I was so afraid of the inconsistency. I thought they did a good job. Callum, by the way, is driving the Lap Traffic podcast machine. The official podcast of the Carnomaly 500. Brandon over at Lap Traffic Podcast has been covering our event. He'll have another Valvoline Pole Day and the Blue Emu Battle 150. So Lap Traffic Podcast talks a lot about NASCAR, but he's venturing out a little bit, talking about some esports, talking about eRacr, and covering the Carnomaly 500.
A little bird told me that a certain broadcaster from this booth is going to be sitting down with the Lap Traffic Podcast on Friday.
Would that be you, David?
Maybe.
So good.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Yeah,
catch Shieldhouse on the Lap Traffic broadcast Lap Traffic podcast on Friday.
That'll be fun. You can tell your life story.
No, I don't
Did
think
we
they
beat
have that
the
much
Predictor?
time.
No.
Ow! I don't want to say, but I might have gotten points for that one.
Oh man,
I feel bad betting against these guys, but hey, look, I'm here to win. So
you're the one here to win. Okay.
Yeah, the only thing we should say for all the people in the chat I'm seeing that are basically saying, hey, wait a second, these guys are playing again. We can't win the prizes. We already got the prizes. So it's the top 3 of all of you that are not us. So
okay, so now it's okay for you to win because even after all of our post-production assault on me winning in prelims and you guys telling me that I needed to back it down,
yep,
it's okay for you to go for the win. I don't think this is Matt Stallnecht on the racetrack. I think Matt Stallnecht had an issue there. Is this Santiago Tires?
This is Matt.
No, this is Matt.
Oh, this is Matt. Okay, so we had somebody else lined up in the wrong spot. Matt Stallnecht here.
Santi was trying to get an advantage.
They were getting antsy.
Ah, okay.
But it was. Santi was getting antsy. 39.035 on the Predictor. This is a tight one. Matt he does a lot of iRacing, works in NASCAR. I can't pick.
I don't either. Whoa,
I ran out of time. No. I didn't even get a pick in. Ow, that's devastating. I should just pick something.
Well, you only got 2 choices. I mean,
I know.
It's not like you got a whole bunch of things to choose from here, Parker. It's one or the other.
I was overwhelmed with choices. Overwhelmed.
Understandable. Stallnecht halfway down the back straightaway.
How many collective hours over these 88 drivers do you think was invested in building setups in the last week?
Oof.
A lot.
Tons.
I mean, I think I spent 20 hours myself, and I'm not even in the event. I just wanted to know what it felt like, what the car drove like, and the adjustments that you could make.
39.6. 39 slower.
A lot slower.
That
Wow.
slots him in 7th of the 8 cars that have run so far, basically.
Yeah, that's gonna be disappointing for Stallnecht right there.
Yeah, that's tough.
Here's going to be a good benchmark.
Not a 150s.
Right here.
Think Santi's a good benchmark driver to watch?
I can't help but to think Santi's a good benchmark.
Here we go. This could be a big one. We got a biggie here.
I think Santi can do it. I think Santi can jump up there into maybe hit a high 38, low 39.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see. I don't know. I mean, what's our track temp right now? I really think I want to see a 38, 80, or 90 out of somebody before the sun goes down.
I almost
You think
started
we can-
singing that country song, "When the Sun Goes." Like I almost started. I don't know the words to the song. I just
You
know
can
that
sing
part.
all you want, buddy.
Look how squat down that thing is. You see that?
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
that
gonna
car
be a
looks
big
good.
one. This is
Yeah,
a
it's gonna be a
big.
good
Look
one.
at that thing. It is set down on the ground. Oh,
We talked about travel. This one's definitely traveling in the back. Santi might get himself a sponsor before this thing if he could put her on the front row.
yeah. If you're looking to sponsor something up front, there's a car for you. I predict this is going to be our fastest time so far. So far, Sean Butler is the fastest at a 38.908. See what he throws down.
Last time I saw this much squat, I was in the gym. You know what I mean?
Oh, nice.
Never skip
Nice.
leg day.
Yeah.
Splitters up a little bit.
236 into turn
Wow.
3. This is big. This is a big one.
That's a monster. See if there's any sparks. No sparks through 3 and 4. They've got the heights dead on where they need them.
A little wiggle off 4. What do you get?
Oh, that's a big lap.
There you go.
38.825. My goodness. That's a new fast time.
That's awesome. Saw some people in the chat wondering how many cars we're going to be going through here tonight. 88 in total. We'll be here all night. You can just keep it stuck here on eRacr_GG on Twitch, and you can stay with us for a couple hours here, betting on these times, seeing who goes faster or slower in the predictor, having some fun, listening to our sultry voices guide you along through this qualified Valvoline pole day.
Landon Huffman, let's see it.
There we go. Windshield deep. Landon Huffman. Try not to be
This is a
windshield
good-looking
deep.
car.
It
Great
is
looking car.
sharp.
That's awesome. He's got the team apparel for advantage there on. I think he looks ready to go. He looks like he's ready to run through a wall.
Mm.
eRacr
Total advantage
Predictor
motorsport.
putting some pressure on Landon Huffman, though, at a 38.962.
Oh yeah, he's got that.
Think
He's
so?
got it. Yeah.
I said
Giving it to him.
slower.
Ooh, let's see.
I said slower. Now he might make me look silly here,
Oh,
but
233 right now into 1. 236. Oh, it's gonna be a monster. If you're over 233 into turn 3, you're in the 38s for sure. I know it.
Gosh, that's fast.
Could you imagine real life?
Oh,
Just
oh my
be
God.
wild. This thing's set down pretty. 236. Yep, this is gonna be a quick one.
He's right on the bottom.
Yep.
It's a
Let's see.
tiny
Santi
lap
had a
right
little
there.
wiggle off 4. This thing is smooth. Doesn't even move at all. Eases it down. Cross the line.
wow.
Bam.
Second fastest, 38.890.
Good.
Wow,
lap.
that's going to be...
That's a really good lap.
Yeah. All right. He proved me wrong. Good. I'm happy to be proven wrong. Okay. If somebody goes faster and I say slower, I'm happy for him. I'm not like, it's not like me saying, hey, I don't think he can drive worth a damn. You know, it's like, I'm just playing the game. I'm just playing the game.
Brad Slaughter. I thought this was one of the most handsome headshots we had. How about Brad? Look at him. Look at that smile.
Look at him.
That is
Look at
nice.
Brad.
Happy
So
to be here.
inspirational.
Hey, for
Yeah.
everyone out there wondering why we always say that deal about sponsors, just got a text. How do I sponsor Santi there? So, guess what? We're connecting sponsors and drivers right here on the broadcast.
There we go.
You love to see it.
Yep. Should I mention it's also my brother?
I think you do have to disclose that. I think the Geneva Convention requires it.
What do we think here? Brad Slaughter Jr. 'Jr.? 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 '
What'd you pick?
Slower.
Yeah, I did too.
Ooh, I made my.
Definitely. Is that, did I get that in a fortune cookie recently?
Might have.
Perfect.
Comes Slaughter to the line. Across he goes. 39.03 is going to be good enough for fourth right now.
Oh, come on.
That's a hundredth slower than the
Another
predicted time.
Boys,
Ooh.
you can just
Another
call me
100th.
the best. Also, we should remind people, if you scroll down to the below your screen there, you can see the standings so far on the Predictor app right now. So you can see basically the top 50 point scorers. We got Jed Ninja Ball leading this thing at 700 points.
We got 4 people tied for
Yeah.
first.
We're not even in the top. Oh, there I am. I'm 26th.
I'm nowhere near.
Aaron McCackrin,
This is a Pontiac
38.783.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
know
eRacr Predictor.
Yeah.
You
it's
remember
got
last
faith.
week, Landon, how he even got into this deal, his prelim race, and all the chaos and drama that ensued, and the way he snuck
That's
in? That was
right.
so cool.
That's right. Yeah, Aaron's a friend of the stream, friend of eRacr. Good to see him out here in qualifying. He said earlier that he was so excited for Valvoline Pole Day, and he was glad he was going out early, even though the sun was going to be out when he goes out, just because he was excited to get his lap done and then sit back and watch the rest of it.
234 into turn 1. Talked about last week how much practice, I mean, every practice session, seemingly every minute of every day of every week, Aaron was in a practice server somewhere doing this stuff, and that rang true for his qualifying efforts as well. We'll see how it pays off here. 234 into turn 3. Not quite the same straight line speed that some of the other cars have had.
Be tough to throw down a 7. I think it's too. I don't think we'll see a 7 here in these daytime conditions.
Probably not till the sun goes down.
39 flat. Not a bad lap.
That's not a bad lap. This is, remember, qualifying here is setting the starting lineup for the Blue Emu Battle 150s. The front row, we're going to take the top 2 out of qualifying. We'll just advance straight to the Carnomaly 500. Obviously, the pole sitter is going to get that opportunity to start at the back of the Carnomaly 500 and win $15,000 thanks to Whitz RC Products. But these still, track position is going to be important tomorrow night if you want to race your way into the Carnomaly 500.
Let's Andrew Lewis with the Tabasco ride hits the track. Let's bring in the 4th member of the broadcast team here tonight. A voice, a face that you're familiar with here on eRacr. Let's bring her in, none other than Kim Kuhn. Kim, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks for having me back again. And I'm impressed. You guys have really upped the game with not only the predictor, but the incentive to get the pole. Normally, qualifying at Daytona is just bragging rights, but I love that there's a monetary incentive for racers to get out there and show their stuff. But you guys hit on everything that I watch when we do qualify at Daytona. Is there cloud cover? What's the track temperature? If I'm a driver, I want to be qualifying later in the show just because it gives the opportunity for the sun to go down, the track temperature to cool off a little bit. Plus, you get to see what you're up against. And leave it to this series to already have created some drama. We'll bring it to you a little bit later during qualifying. But whenever we go to Daytona and talk to drivers about qualifying, they say, really, your setup is the most important thing. Your grandma could qualify just by holding the car wide open. So everything comes down to setup. And again, we already had some drama. So we'll bring you that during qualifying, what the drama was before qualifying even started.
Awesome.
Drama.
Drama.
It wouldn't be racing without drama. I'm excited to hear about what that could have been.
Yeah, no kidding. As, Lewis completes his lap 39.011. A nice lap there. So I think, are we already starting to see, Parker, the effects of the track cooling down now that we've gotten a handful of cars out there?
I don't know, not quite yet, but I think, what we're seeing right now is sort of the just some of the speed differences in these teams and cars that have either worked together or, put a lot of effort into these or found some of those, little bits of tricks you need to find to go fast for some that maybe just couldn't find those things, and they're hoping to at least put themselves in a solid position for the Blue Emu Battle 150s tomorrow night.
All right, let's get technical here for a sec. If you want to dive into this, Landon, let's get technical. And Parker, of course, you as well. How are these guys getting these cars so squatted down? We've talked about that's the key to speed, getting the rear end out of the air, getting that rear end squatted down. How are they doing that?
Landon, take this away.
Yeah, well, how deep you want to go? So these cars, what's really unique about super speedways in NASCAR, on super speedways, when we ran this COT car back in 2011, NASCAR handed you the rear springs. But in iRacing, when they removed the restrictor plate, they also decided to open up the rear spring package and all springs, and none of it is fixed. So you can adjust the shocks, you can adjust the rear heights within a range, and you can adjust the rear springs. So with what we call a traditional rear spring setup, this car is ideal set up around a 500 right rear spring. It means 500 pounds per inch, or to push the spring down 1 inch. But with these cars, you can also do what's called coil binding the rear springs, Parker, where you can put a 50 in the right rear.
Ooh, I love coil binding.
Oh, yeah. Coil binding's fun, and it's really hard. It's really tricky to get set up. But you can coil bind the right rear with like a 50-pound spring, and it'll squat the spring all the way down to the point where it's just riding on the spring, and that's how the car can just stay down all the way around the track. The trouble is, Parker, once you put a 50 in the right rear, you got what you got. I mean, there's no adjusting it. There's no tweaking it. You have a very small window to work within, and if you get it wrong, the car drives horrible.
You can coochie for me anytime, Landon.
Yep.
Anytime. So we saw Aaron there. He was way faster than the Predictor, by the way, while we were going through that technical breakdown. He was about, 2/10 faster than the Predictor at a 39.060. The Predictor had him at a 39.2. So good lap for Aaron there. We got Jared Wish on here, 39.113. This is a tougher one. I'm going to say faster, the old 96 Dodge.
All right, that's a great technical explanation. Thank you, Landon, for going in depth. I mean, for some people, that's way over their head. For some people who get into that stuff, they salivate at the opportunity to hear that explained by somebody who has firsthand experience with it. And it's great to be able to see that they can. The drivers have the ability to take those sort of tricks that were in play so long ago. It's weird to say so long ago. It doesn't seem like that long ago, but put them into iRacing.
Well, what's cool, David, is that's not a bug in iRacing. That's not an exploit. It may seem like it, but it's not. It's a real life exploit. We do it in the real cars. At some point this year, my team, I know at JD Motorsports Series, my crew chief is going to call me and say, "What do you think about coil binding the right rear this week?" And generally speaking, I'm going to tell him I think it's a horrible idea because typically the car drives horrible with it. But sometimes if you hit it right, it drives great and it's really fast, and especially at super speedways. So coil binding, I mean, that's a real thing. I think there's a lot of cars in the field. I know if I were setting up a car, that's the direction I would have gone. I think there's a lot of cars in the field in race trim that will not run coil bind because they're going to want the cars to handle as good as they can down through the corners. And that's what's going to create good racing on Blue Emu, on the Blue Emu Battle 150s, is just cars that are fast down the straightaway but don't handle well through the corner, cars that handle really well and can hold it wide open for longer.
There you go. Wishin completed his lap, 40.202, so a little bit slower than the Predictor, and that'll bring up one of the feel-good stories from last week's prelims. Justin Malillo, who had such an up-and-down race, Parker. You remember he was up there, he was looking good, and then he wrecked, and then he was out of it, and then he worked his way back up, and drama saw him back up inside, and now here tonight on Valvoline Pole Day.
Yeah, one of the media members in the iRacing world and in the real motorsports world. Justin does a great job of that. I thought the coolest moment was last week, watching him and Kyle Busch race side by side, an up-and-coming media member against a two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. That is so cool to see. I expect him to be faster than that Predictor. And we should mention, by the way, these Predictors are completely randomly generated. They are not in any way a judge of predicted talent. So this is just generated by the computer, by the Mr. Predictor computer in the sky, cloud, whatever you want to call them, out there making these times. And for us to guess if they're any faster or slower, I say he's faster than this Predictor time.
He looked a little bit up the racetrack there in 1 and 2. That's what caught my eye.
Yeah, I mean, his car looks like a handful. You can see it going on a straightaway.
Oh.
Just with the back is trying to find its spot. It's low. I mean, it
No.
looks. Oh, he's in the fence.
Oh no!
Yeah, you spoke to
Oh,
it looked
no.
like a handful, and it bit him
First
there.
wreck. Finish your lap. You know, this is a practice server. This isn't the way that we like to do single car qualifying runs at eRacr. We run them in practice servers. So you can make contact with the wall, still make a lap. And Justin obviously finishing his lap with a damaged race car. That might even be a backup car as well.
Oh,
one of the eRacr rules. Yeah, but one of the eRacr rules. That if you wreck your car in qualifying, you got to go to a backup.
Gotta go to backup. Means he's starting at the back.
I was worried about that. You know, I talked about he was up the racetrack in 1 and 2, and as he got into 3 and 4, the rear end just was never there. It just, as soon as he got into the banking of 3, that car got nervous, had to chase it up the track. And to his credit, he never lifted. He saved it, but yeah, that just was very uncomfortable. The most uncomfortable car I think we've seen yet.
By far it was, and you know, we saw that. Remember back to Firecracker 400, those cars on the wore out Daytona, we saw wrecks in qualifying. They were a handful. I expected, you know, to basically see cars maybe have wiggles or that sort of thing, but to do what his just did, that means they just bottomed out a ton. Obviously missed the heights a little bit, and that thing just went straight into the wall. I did not expect to see that, Landon.
Yeah, Anthony Burroughs on track now.
Right up against the wall coming to green.
Old Walter, a fan favorite. You see it on the hood, Walter.
Is he a big Anchorman 2 fan? Or Anchorman in general? Isn't that his dog, Walter?
I don't know.
I think it is.
It is his dog.
Parker.
I do love that movie. It's Walter. Walter! Bark twice if you're in Milwaukee.
Wasn't the dog's name Baxter?
Baxter.
Oh, Walter's his son. That's right. Walter's his son. Whoops.
That's all right. We forgive you. Either way, this is a
Thanks.
fast-looking lap right here for Burroughs. Let's see what it looks like across the line.
Chat's saying boomer alert. I think you just got called out, Parker. Maybe me too. Colton Salick in the chat wants to mute me for that.
Oh, no.
It takes from the booth tonight.
38.98 for Burroughs is going to put him P4 right now. That's a good lap for
39.
Burroughs.
That was a great lap by Burroughs. I thought he'd be faster in the predictor time, so that works out.
I took
Also,
it.
all
I
the
needed
folks
some
out
points.
there, the predictor is so smart and so ahead of its time. It has hurt our timing and scoring. We will get those up at some point. But if you want to know where everyone stacks up, just ask us in the chat. We'll go through it. So
One
we've
request for
told-
every 5 minutes.
yeah, we've been told blame the Google. So whatever.
Blame Google.
Thanks,
No,
Google.
it's the Google.
The
the.
Google. Got
The
it.
Google.
They're very official.
I think we're
Yeah.
about 15 cars into this thing right now. 7.
Yeah, it's just
Let's
about.
see.
Santiago Tires is fastest so far at a 38.825, ranging all the way back to Malillo, who obviously crashed in his lap at a 40.9. Wishon is 40.2, and Novak back there at a 40.0.
What do you guys think about Alonso Morales?
Well, he's got a great photo there. Love the photo. Almost looks like he's in a racing suit. Was that a motorcycle?
Yeah, that's a
Leathers
motorcycle
there.
jacket.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, let's check out some tie scores right now. NM7904, 1,000 points. They're guessing everything right. We're not even on there.
Shocker.
I
I
know
am shocked to see that name.
I think
at
I've
the top
only
of the list.
gotten like 3 or 4 of them right.
I've been getting a few. I expected to be a little higher up. Man. Landon, you're still
Oh,
in second
look at me.
there.
You know, but I'm trailing. I've already lost the lead.
Shout out to Skinny Fat Man in third. One of my favorite community members. Sitting there P3. Good for him.
Good for him. Love to
Selby's
see it.
P4. Shout out to seventh in the standings, Hugh Jundies. That's fantastic.
You Jundies. All right. Hey, you.
Good to know.
Way to go, Mr.
Good
Jundies.
to know. That's great. Hugh Jundies in the chat. I was worried, and now I'm not worried anymore.
Adam Benefield up right now. Hell City, Alabama. 083. Can he be faster than a 39.237? Once again, remember these are randomly generated times. There's no way judging their skills. You got until about a couple seconds before start finish line to make the choice. Look at that car squatted down. I think this will be quick.
That car goes fast. It sure does.
Little sparks popping up there. We're seeing the sun start to set. The background behind the grandstand, see the shadows coming in. The speeds start picking up.
I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen more sparks, Parker. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll see some lower cars later on. Even the, you know, maybe it's with coil binding for those that are stopping the travel with the right rear. That it's just easier to keep it out of the racetrack. I think this car looks pretty low. Hopefully, if you took faster on Adam Benefield, I think he's going to run a little better than a 39.23. Parker looks like he's playing in full deck.
We're getting ready to deal him.
I had to change my
here.
pocket square while you went through more coil binding talk. I think that's why they were trying to mute you, is on the coil binding. Oh, whoa!
That's a big lap.
That's a big one. Just sort of snuck up on us.
38.79.
Wow. Top of the board for Adam Benefield, 38.79. Goodness gracious.
So that is getting really quick, because what do we think? Maybe down the pole is a mid 38, 38.5s apparently have been talked about in testing. 38.6 could be the pole. So that's going to be up there for sure.
That was a good run for the WR1 Sim chassis car. Benefield's going to be happy with that one.
Definitely.
All right, who we got next? Adam Cabot.
Look at this guy.
I mispronounced poor Adam's name so many times last week. Ugh.
Great smile on Abbott.
And look, he's smiling despite the fact that I blew it. Thanks, Adam.
Lawn Tech on the hood, 77. Love the number. Great number choice.
It looks like a Kligerman 77 too.
You like that number, don't you?
A little bit. It looks like when I drove the KBM 77. I think that's the same number.
A classic looking design. I like that.
Yeah, real classic. Bring some short track flair to a big time race.
Everybody in the chat, Google Lawn Tech. Let's get some engagement.
I'd love to see the Google Analytics on that. It's like,
yeah.
All of a sudden, a random day in February just spikes.
500,000 people just Googling Lawn Tech all at the same time.
Is that how many people are watching? 500,000? Wow.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's possible.
Incredible.
Possible.
Basically.
Possible.
Well, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
All 500,000 of you. That's incredible.
Those of you tuning in,
we're happy about it.
Make sure, if you're new to the broadcast, check in on that side of the screen. Parker can show you where it's at. The eRacr Predictor. Make sure you check in, authenticate your Twitch account from desktop. Well, actually, bobble from Adam off of 4. Let's see what he runs. Oh, he's going below the yellow line.
It's down there. Oh!
998. 10th off of his Predictor.
Wow. These are getting close. Mr. Predictor people.
There's no people. It's software, Parker.
Well, I call it, Predictor robot. The Predictor robot was close that time. Cole Freilich.
Here's a fun story. This is a fun story right here. Yes, Cole Freilich launched to space last week in his prelim.
That's right. And Predictor is predicting a big lap out of Cole Freilich.
Oh, yeah.
A big one. The pole is currently at 38.79.
The Predictor's asking him to go almost 2/10 faster than the fastest time right now.
Yeah, we've seen him launch into outer space before, David. I think it's possible. Okay, well, Predictor thinks it's possible for him to do it again in qualifying here.
He'd have to bring a setup back from an alien out there in outer space, I think, to run that lap time, but I'm hopeful for him.
I'm not saying what I did on the Predictor, but I'm not saying it was the left button.
Hey, Parker.
That's a fast time. I like you, Cole. Don't think that's in that Chevy there.
I mean, we wrote him off last week when he flew. It just, that's the magic of eRacer. You just never know.
You're never out.
You never know.
You're never out.
Did he go lap? Did he get a? He went a lap down and got a lucky dog as well.
Yes.
Yes.
He
and
did,
he used a reset. And he used a reset. Yeah. After flying into space.
Raced his way back in. I mean,
He
that's
used every lifeline available to him to get into this thing.
He's
Yeah,
funny.
The only thing he didn't do is call a family member for a better answer.
Yep.
True.
Yep.
But given the opportunity, probably would have. Speed looks down on this run overall. Speed looks down. We'll see what the time is at the line. 39.49. That's going to be towards the bottom end of the scoring pylon there. So Cole's going to have some work to do. But hey,
I think that roughly
in the
puts
top
him about
88,
15th.
which is a miracle in itself.
Yep.
What manufacturer car is this?
Oh.
Is this like
the
a
Tesla?
Holden? Or a Tesla? No. Well,
I can't quite tell. Ross Banfield here, Fairfax, Virginia.
That's a
looks like. He says I think it's a generic car from NASCAR 09.
okay.
It's
I
his
think
own
that-
manufacturer.
His own
Banfield.
manufacturer.
Yeah. We're calling it the Ross now. It's the Ross. Everyone's excited. In the chat,
that
it's
looks like
Ross.
a generic car. I see it now. I see it. I remember that. I remember that game. Not for good reasons.
I saw in the chat they called it a Daewoo Lanos, which that means you're a real car person, and I love that.
Reminds me, whenever I hear Daewoo Lanos, it reminds me of Pineapple Express. And people who know.
Nice. I know what you're saying. Hey, look at that!
Hey,
The Google's been fixed.
Oh, thank the Lord.
You can now see standings on the left side. How exciting.
hey, and
Right.
we do have a Transervice transfer spot in this section of the event. So that purple line is the Transervice. It's about here. Transervice transfer spot. I don't know if we're gonna run a Transervice transfer spot camera. There's the Transervice logo.
Hey.
Purple line right under Santiago Tires. I think that he's probably not counting on that to stick. What would you say?
No. He's at a 38.825 for Tires there in second place. I don't think that gets you in the front row. I don't even think Benefield there at a 7.90 gets you in the front row. See, Banfield slots in 17th. 39.226. So I got that predictor right. Thank you very much. But I'm oh.
Parker's confused because the producer's in his ear talking about
I just realized I said the
upcoming
predictor
predictor times.
I was reading it, I saw it come up and I was like, wait a second, what?
Hey, Eddie Kerner here.
Big money, Eddie. Eddie Ball.
This is
Landon.
big money Eddie, winner
Landon,
of the.
how many have you sent this guy?
I have sent him plenty of money. Eddie is the all-time money leader for the Landon Cassill qualifying challenge. He won the last, he's the defending Landon Cassill qualifying challenge champion. And his time is a 39.226. Faster. Looks like he's got a sponsor on the car, too. Hammer?
Hit up there on Google.
Hammer.
Oh,
Hit him up on Google.
That thing is so skewed to the left, it looked like it was spinning towards the wall.
Right, it looked like it was going the wrong direction.
That is not a nice driving Camry, but it could be fast. 236 into turn one.
Little high up in 1 and 2, but that's just so much
That's
speed to
not gonna
carry
be
in
good.
there.
A lot of speed, but it doesn't matter. You have to have the car turn itself down into the corner. That car's low.
Look
low
at
in the
that
bank.
It picked up so much speed down the straightaway, even though he was high up in that.
another one.
Oh, it's wiggling
Another
again.
bubble. He's not going to
Nice
like that.
He's got good speed, though. Hold on, guys.
It's
Hold
still
on.
fast.
This thing's zooming. Down to the flat he goes. 38.823.
Nice.
Don't wreck the car.
Spins it.
Saved
That's a
it.
solid lap for Eddie. That puts him second at an 8.23. I think he's probably going to be disappointed in himself in that lap, though. I think he probably, at least with these conditions, could have gone a 78, maybe a 77.
Oh,
Those
he had a
2
low
bobbles,
7 in it.
yeah,
He had a low
those
7
bobbles
in it.
in 1 and the bobbles in 3. I mean, those are probably 2 or 3 hundredths each. So you have to have a perfect lap. The car has to be set up to where when it transitions into the banking and it loads, it needs to turn itself. You don't want to turn wheel into it. When you turn wheel and it turns the tires and they start to slide, it's just speed. It just scrubs speed. So you want it to just turn itself. And I always, as a driver, like I like to look for the dead spot in the steering wheel and just keep my hands kind of really light in that dead spot, and that's where all the speed's at.
I'm just taking a look at Nick Morse here.
Yeah.
Out of
He's
Fort
got that
Collins,
thing
Colorado.
sat down. Amuka Esports on there, just out of Canada. His team, High Performance Motorsports, they're in partnership. And good-looking ride he's got there.
They always have really nice looking race cars. I gotta give them credit for that. They always bring a really nice looking race car to the track.
They do. They do a great job. Nick does a great job and run the team and put all these drivers in eRacr events. Big supporter of what we're doing here at eRacr, so we appreciate him and all the Amuka Esports people being a part of it.
Absolutely. Nice line through 1 and 2. Good speed.
Oh yeah,
The
look
car
at that.
doesn't, it
Squat
doesn't
down.
gain,
That's definitely a sub 39.
didn't quite gain the speed that Kerner's car gained. He was about a mile an hour off of Kerner going into 3, but it looked more composed. I guess
And
that's
he
the
doesn't-
compromise you make.
He doesn't lose it in the corners. You saw he just dips down to like 225 in the corners, keeping it together off of the 38.927. Good lap.
Nice lap,
good
solid lap.
By the way, for all those people watching and wondering, why do they care if they're crossing the line about wrecking the car? You'd go to a backup. So you'd lose your position there. So you can't wreck it. If you're going to take that risk of going down to the apron and having the car slam back on the banking and hold on to it and get it all sideways, spin you out, you got a better, you hope you don't hit anything because that could be a backup.
We don't expect too many cars to go under the yellow line. I think that you can cut an optimal lap without it. I mean, obviously, a lot of drivers are trying it. Blake McCandless had told me that he wasn't going to mess with it. He might now. I don't know if he is, but he just was not sure if he was consistent enough running down below the yellow line.
What a beautiful race car this is. Talk about good-looking race cars. David Brown's car. This thing, I mean, it's extravagant, but it's simple, but it's clean. I love it.
We try to match the little placards on the pylon over there, to the color of the car, and I don't really know what color you would match this beautiful car on the pylon.
He took our producers for a trip with that one, trying to figure out
Yeah.
what is the primary color of this car. I don't care because it looks sweet, so
It
I'm
does.
with him on this one.
Oh, it's a gorgeous.
I like the color chrome, the rainbow. It's unique. I give him a lot of credit there. Look at the speed into 234. It's down on speed here for David Brown compared to the past couple of guys who went.
Might be a sub his predictor time there, 39.116. This could be like a 39.0 maybe.
I don't like
See?
that line
I
through
don't know.
the tri-oval.
Oh,
Ooh,
I
into the
would
wall.
Yay! Oh, and he's
no! Oh.
didn't hit
Yeah.
anything bad. Just caught the right side of it. I think the guys might be able to beat that out a little bit.
I don't
That
know.
was I didn't like that line through the tri-oval. He cut it. He came back up on the track before the start-finish line. You don't want to do it that way.
Yeah, they don't get
Yeah.
DQ. That would just be a backup car after race control takes a look at it. That one, honestly, to me, looks like maybe they could fix the right side. They put so much time in their primary cars. You never know what the backup's capable of.
That is very true. I would like to mention I also said he'd do a 39.0 and he did a 38.988. So
Good
That-
call there, Parker.
I might hurt myself patting on the back, but Will Rogers coming up here, Space Station Gaming, racer in real life, road course ace in stock cars. Guy's incredible in the K&N East, or what it's now ARCA East, ARCA West. He's won a lot of races, road courses, commentated on a lot of those. He also works with Space Station Gaming, and I love their paint schemes. I think those guys do a great job.
It's a good looking car.
Yeah.
38.973. This car looks squatted down. I'd say he's got a modern day setup in that thing. Oh man, it's a handful though. Look at it.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness, it looks.
He looks worried to put it up next to the wall.
Yeah, it does not look like fun to drive. Usually, I mean, that could mean it's fast though.
Let's see what the speed is into turn 1. We got about 236, 234 into turn 1.
It hung around that 235 mark for a while. Good tidy line there on the yellow line.
He held a nice
1
line.
and 2. Let's see how it picks up speed down the backstretch. 230, 233, 236. Yeah, just touch 236 going into turn 3. Not going to be a pole run, I don't think, but it looks fairly composed. Let's see. Across the line comes Will Rogers.
39.050.
967.
Oh, I get it.
A hair faster than the predicted time, but you could say,
I'll take that.
For those who know Will Rogers, you could say he came up just a bit short in the overall scheme of things.
Look at this. We've got a Buick parked on.
Hey,
Pit
wait
road.
a second. This isn't the Firecracker. Where'd they get that thing?
Oh, that thing's a beauty.
Steven, you brought
Hey,
the wrong
Steve
car.
Norman. Steve, you got a good-looking piece, buddy.
Where'd he get that thing from?
Pulled it out of his grandfather's shed, maybe. I don't know.
Apparently.
Oh, he's also a
Cordsville,
streamer,
Indiana.
even Steven GG. I'd like to see what his streams are like. I bet he's streaming right now. Hurry up and get it. Open up another tab. Keep our stream up. Let's see if he's streaming. Even Steven GG. Give him a follow.
Chat very active tonight. Loving the predictor. I'm going to make my pick right there.
Oh yeah, I probably should do that too.
Even Steven GG. Everyone go follow him on Twitch. Of course.
No wonder you guys are so fond of him. He's also got GG in his name.
I know.
Yeah, well, you know, we're big fans.
Good guy.
Good guy, good game.
Is that what the
Good
GG
game.
stands for?
Good guy.
Good guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Good game.
Yeah. Good game.
I think it was good game.
I think it's a good game. But I like the good guy thing. Hey, why not? We're good guys.
Chat says he's not streaming. Give him a follow. Man, it's
I think
still
they're all right.
it's
Give him a
a tight
follow.
race. 1,600. We got a four-way tie.
You're now down to third.
Riding down the list. Look at ASO picking up the lead.
Flying to the top. Remember,
Norman.
what you playing for tonight? You got
All right.
this.
And the Mark Martin
38.9.
bobblehead.
Mark Martin
at
bobbleheads.
that.
Look at these guys. Look at this man. This thing's awesome. I haven't even taken it out of the packaging. I got this wonderful mug.
I about fell off my chair.
This is now my face. It's just Valvoline. Trusted.
Adam Gilliland.
Hey!
Let's see it. He's
Oh, Miller. Man, he looks serious in that picture.
Mhm.
Look at him.
he looks serious.
He is a serious, especially on these super speedways. He loves these tracks.
Oh yeah, this is one that I'd love to see make the main event.
When I think
38.88.
of,
It's a tough
when
one.
I-
I don't know what to call it.
when I think of relationships in sim racing and I think of driver-sponsor relationships, the relationship between Adam Gilliland and Gary Mercer Trucking is one of the longest that I can think of. That relationship goes back so far, and it's so cool to see that it's lasted this long and continue to. I don't know. That's my Adam Gilliland
good-looking
nugget right
car.
there.
It's good to see. You know, we got sponsorships, and really anything is all about relationships. We appreciate all of our relationships at your eRacr. Obviously, Carnomaly bringing in the title sponsorship of this event. Blue Emu, Valvoline, Trans Service, Whitz, Radius, all of our friends that have helped us put on these events and be able to first put up a big prize purse for you guys, but deliver you cool content, cool games like the eRacr Predictor.
I don't think you guys would notice what sponsor I've got going on here.
Chat says this is Scootin'. Kerwin's in here saying this is scooting. He thinks
This is going to be a
calling
nice
a
lap
pole
right here.
Yep.
This is a strong lap.
I picked fast.
38.820. That's going to be
Oh,
P2.
wow.
Right.
Good lap.
That's a good lap.
Kerner now knows that he is going to have to race tomorrow. Santiago
That's a solid lap.
Tirias, Landon Huffman are all racing tomorrow, obviously, now that they've been bumped out.
Like 2 cars left here. Ty E. Bass is going to be the next one, and then Michael Cozy Jr. will be the
Good
final
one.
driver in this little segment before we jump into the next segment. But these are 2 sporty drivers right here. Look at Ty. Ty looks happy.
That is a good one. Good smile. We'd love to see it. A lot of folks in the chat excited for Cozy, though.
Understandably so.
What do you think?
He's a community favorite, huge following. I love the kid myself. I'm a huge fan of him. He's just entertaining, very entertaining. But he's a hell of a wheelman too. Don't let that. Well, we'll talk about when he's on screen. Let's talk about Ty E. Bass.
Ty's car looks good. It looks like a handful too. I mean, it's got that waggle to it. I don't know, man. 39033. It's traveling. Oh, he hits the fence coming to green. Is he gonna stay in it or he's gonna turn around? You know, he can turn around if he wanted to. Looks like he's gonna stay in it. Remember at Firecracker 400 qualifying, we had a couple. I think we had 2 drivers that spun out coming to green. We had let them drive all the way back. Ty's committed to his lap now. But we will let them turn around, drive all the way back to turn 2 and pick up their speed again. So we'll see.
He's been cursed. That's unfortunate. The car, I mean, still, even with that scuffed come to green, I mean, he still hit 235 down the backstretch. Tells you that car's got a lot of speed in it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it's squatted down. It looks good. It's just too much of a waggle. The chat was asking, actually, no, Moonhead specifically.
What a waggle is?
What a waggle is. I don't know if you're a
he should
golfer,
know.
but a little golf waggle, kind of get yourself settled. It's just a waggle's the car looking for a settle. You know, it's just looking to find its comfort zone. It's different than a hucklebuck. A hucklebuck is when the car is really kind of bouncing from front to rear. So a waggle is just more like where it's just finding itself. A hucklebuck, nothing like a waggle.
Hucklebuck. Yep. It's a new one.
Where are you pulling these terms from?
I didn't make up hucklebuck. That was
how many waggles are in a hucklebuck?
That's a good question.
They're just 2. It's apples and oranges. It's apples and oranges. But hucklebuck, I believe, was a Jerry Nadeau thing. That was one way that he described a car. So Jerry and Hendrick, I think, was he spoke in hucklebuck. So
fair enough.
That's my knowledge on it. I learned it when I was young, and I've used it a few times.
This is the guy you guys were looking for.
That's right. Well, MPJ.
Logitech machine.
Look at that. Look at that smile too. That's a smile that says, "I'm gonna beat you," and I know it.
If he's talking to the eRacr Predictor, I'm not sure. If he's talking to everybody else, I think he looks fast. I'm not a 77. Oh, you can do it though.
Almost 236 into turn 1. You see the new livery people are accustomed to seeing. We talked about it last week, but a new paint scheme for him. That alliance between Horizon Racing and Logitech G Altus. A lot of speed in that car. That's a good line.
I might be hiding after this one.
What?
I said I might be hiding after this lap. I just said he's not going to beat the eRacr Predictor, but that's 77 is looking attainable.
That's a good
it's
lap.
In 3 and 4.
The line. 792. Oh, he just missed it.
Close.
Oh my gosh.
Close. Awesome. Puts him second.
What a lap. I think he just missed the entry to 3 a little bit. He was a little high up the track, and I think that's what cost him.
Yep.
Still a very good lap for Michael Cozy Jr. as he will slot in P2 behind Adam Benefiel. And now we'll switch gears a little bit and get the next group of drivers ready to go.
Yeah, we've cut through
a
huge amount there. Wait, what do we learn, guys? What do we learn? We've seen that 7s are fast right now. I was suspecting possibly into the 6s, maybe the 5s I've been hearing, but maybe it just wasn't dark enough. We just saw it go into nighttime in the server. So that means the time should start picking up, but this is I thought I expected to see more 7s right now and be talking about the possible 6s and 5s in the next round here.
Yeah, I was definitely expecting higher speeds. With the temperature being in the mid 70s, though, it could have held some of these drivers back. I can't help but to think that Benefield, Cozy, Gilliland, even those guys are sitting top 3 right now, that they didn't hit the times that they thought they were capable of hitting.
Yeah, I know. I think some people in the chat were wondering who was sponsoring us today. I don't know if they noticed what's happening here on my screen.
This can be yours. This can be yours too. I mean, this is a Mark Martin bobblehead.
Yeah, give us some Valvoline emotes there. You guys are seeing the oil pouring out.
Yep.
What do you think's in these?
And I'm gonna open this bobblehead right here. This can be yours if you play the eRacr Predictor. I know there's a lot of new viewers coming in here, so go clear over to Parker's side of the screen. If you're at your desktop, if you're on mobile, then switch to your desktop and check into the eRacr Predictor. Authenticate your Twitch login, and then start playing the game with us. When we roll these next cars out, you'll pick faster or slower, and you'll score points. And the winners, the winners, I think, of today will win a Mark Martin bobblehead. Look at that! Isn't that awesome? Oh, it's this 2017 Hall of Fame inductee.
Looks just
NASCAR
like him.
Hall of Fame eRacr partner. And so when your car, I want to talk about these cars again. When your car's doing a waggle, it's making the driver kind of do this. It's kind of just making the driver do this a little bit. But when your car hucklebucks, it's just kind of like it makes you just, just a little bit like this. Just a little. All right. Well, we lost too many viewers while I did that. I'm sorry. We'll switch back to actual conversation.
I thought it was great. I thought it was a great explanation. That's exactly what it is. They think we're just trying to fill time. This has all been planned, folks. We had this written in, literally. Use bobblehead to explain the hucklebuck versus the waggle. This is all on purpose.
I just got a message. I know she would love to say. I just got a message from Kim Kuhn, our pit reporter. She said it's only a real Martin bobblehead if you play Gucci Mane while you bobble the head.
She's right.
If you didn't know, Mark Martin likes hip hop.
Did you know he likes Gucci Mane?
I didn't know that. Does he?
I do feel bad for David. David, you didn't. We're gonna have to send you some stuff.
David? Yeah. I mean, what do I got to do to get some stuff?
Great. Track temp's cooling down. You can see the sun's going down. Looks like there's a plane off in the distance. That's probably Zach Novak already flying home for the night.
Yeah.
After messing
he
up
has
his setup.
When you're an eNASCAR champ, you have a jet, a jumbo jet.
Yep. That's a 737. He's flying home with all his friends.
That might be the funniest thing you've said tonight.
Oh, iRacing, what a beautiful setting. I mean, this service is incredible.
Look at that. It looks, I mean, I could just watch that. Like the sunsets. We've been marveling at that the entire time, David, that we've been doing this, practicing, getting ready for this event. We were doing it all day to night transition. And Landon, you and I so often, and everyone we were doing it with would always stop for a second and be like, look at this sunset. Like, how cool is this? How beautiful it is, how well they replicate that in iRacing. They do such an amazing job. This sim, I mean, in the last 10 years, did we think, what we see now was 10 years ago? Would we believe it? No. I mean, this has just been incredible. So it's really awesome to see where it's all going. Allows us to do fun stuff like this in the Carnomaly 500 and Valvoline Pole Day, and put Valvoline stickers all over myself and have bobbleheads and give things away on the Predictor. Be sure to play it right there. It's like, well, now it's down there, but you get the point.
So our next car rolling out here, Chandler Parsons. It's a good one.
Chandler.
Streamer. Let's see.
38.902. All right, so here we go. Well, sorry.
I'm just saying, I'd love to be in his on his channel, listening to his reactions.
I'm
not sure they'd be fit for the air, but you know.
It'd
be all right.
Was that the Benny Parsons throwback as well? Oh, touched the wall there for a second.
Is that the wall or is the car bottoming out?
That was interesting. Well, sparks. But throwback scheme there, pretty awesome. Candor, North Carolina, and
this car looks good. It looks low.
It does. Oh, I got to make a prediction, guys. If you're on the predictor, make sure you make your prediction. 38.902, faster or slower?
Oh, he's running up there. Gosh, I mean, I don't run that high. I do not get my right sides that much higher than the white line. I don't think there's any benefit to it. Some of these drivers maybe better than me that can do it, like Chandler. Hopefully you got your picks in on the predictor. 38.902. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, just by the way, as you're playing the predictor, we're also doing a giveaway tonight. JBL headphones. If you just head to our website, you'll see it on the Carnomaly 500 page. Go check it out. So please go check that out. We're just giving stuff away left and right. Valvoline merch, JBL headphones, predictor, you name it.
This car is scooting. He was 236 by a wide margin going into 3. This is a great run. Oh, my goodness. Hold the phone. Across the line he goes. 38.809. We're firing off fast here, boys.
That's a pretty good lap. Puts him third.
That's a burner.
Immediately faster than everybody except for 2 drivers from the first grouping right there. That shows you how much it pays to go out a little bit later, I believe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, here's a man that everybody, I think, can relate to. The look on his face says, I am speed, as Spencer E. Burns.
Spencer with the purple coloring. He's got a nice blue and purple designed race car. Looks like he's got a pretty cool
floral shirt
on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he just left the beach, you know, maybe day drinking, a couple White Claws.
You're in Daytona, man. It's
Why not?
Well, first of all, listen, it's qualifying day, right? So you probably practiced yesterday. You went to the Hard Rock last night. You probably went down Seabreeze, some of the places to go on Seabreeze.
Oh, what would those places be?
It's a qualifying doesn't start till 6 p.m. So garage didn't open till 2. I bet.
You gotta do one lap.
You gotta do one lap. He probably slept in.
You sweated it out a little bit in the car.
Sweated it out a little bit in the car on the way there. Still wearing the shirt he wore last night at the pool by the Hard Rock. Spencer, what do you got? eRacr says you're gonna go a 39.116. I think it's faster than that.
Yeah, I'll go faster with that as well. Landon, it sounds like you're possibly speaking from a lot of experience there.
No, not experience. But I've been to a lot of Daytona weekends, and I've seen people roll in on qualifying day. I've heard lots of stories of people roll in on qualifying day. That car, though, is a 37-second car. That thing was beautiful.
That fast. Oh, my gosh. Great line to the line. Great line to the line. That makes sense. 38.771. That's a new fast time right there.
There you go. Pick it up. Whatever he did last night, it worked.
We're going faster. Get them E's in chat because Spencer E. Burns is on the provisional poll.
Yeah. Guys, you know what I've been wondering? I think we need to get Kim in here to talk about some of that drama.
I like drama.
Yeah, she had some drama for us. I need to hear more about that.
Okie doke.
I can give you an update on that drama. So whenever we go to Daytona, we talk about setups for qualifying. We know how important they are. When you talk to a driver who wins the ball, he's always thanking the guys back at the shop. It's all about the shop because the setups are key. Well, we had some setup drama before even the first car took the track for qualifying. Brian Blackford, you know how much time he spends on his setup. Well, unfortunately, he had his updated setup for this year on a shared server. Now, why is that unfortunate? Because he had old teammates still on that shared server. So all that hard work that he put into getting his car set up for Daytona, well, it got shared with 6 other competitors that he did not want it to. So already dealing with some drama before things even gotten started. And he even tweeted, let me bring this tweet up, because he realized the mistake and said, massive, massive loss. Hopefully not a 15K or 3K mistake. Got to beat them on track now. So again, leave it up to this series to create some drama before we even get things going.
Wow. Thank you,
Oh.
Kim.
That's
Poor
tough.
Brian. Come on.
Wow.
Can't be just
Thanks, Kim.
That's, I mean, putting things on the internet when you don't protect it might be able to be found. So
Gotta work
Jake
on some
Nichols out there
cybersecurity
right
with
now.
Brian.
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
That's,
Jake's car looks pretty fast.
Well, that's tough. Well, that's a tough way to learn a lesson, but learn a lesson nonetheless as Nichols comes to the line. eNASCAR Coca-Cola Series driver 38.734, new fast time.
P1 for Nichols.
Wow.
I
Mode
knew
Media
this.
House loving what they're seeing.
I knew that would be fast. You knew he'd bring the heat.
I would
eNASCAR.
imagine those predictor times are going to start dropping as we get later. The speeds are picking up. Jake Nichols on the pole now.
It's a good lap. But what do we think? I don't think we've done this yet. Parker, Landon, what do we think the actual pole time is going to be?
Ooh, putting us on the spot.
Yeah, I don't think. Oh, I mean, it's going to continue to get cooler, but the sun's already completely down. I think a mid to high 6, maybe. I think that if.
Well, go ahead. Keep going.
Well, I just think it's possible for these cars in totally ideal scenarios to have 5s, but I'm going to call a mid to high 6.
All right, mid to high 6. I'm going to say the pole sitter here tonight on Valvoline Pole Day will be a 39.597.
597. Somebody write that down.
Yep, 597. Write it down. That's what I'm guessing. 38. I meant 38.
38.
38, 597. Sorry.
Lock it
no,
in. He said
30.
39.
He said,
Oh,
"Lock
no,
it in."
Nick
Oh,
Holland
God.
grazes the wall.
Oh,
Nick
no.
Holland grazes the wall while all this is going on. And it's going to hurt him speed a
Couldn't
little
change
bit.
my predictor. I had him going faster, and I didn't change it in time to switch back to slower. But I don't know. The track's pretty fast. His car looks good. He might have a shot.
Yeah, it's not going to be what it could have been for him, I don't think.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna wish. It wasn't bad though. It doesn't look like a backup car to me. It looks more like the guys can work on the right side, get it fixed.
What's the preferred way to do
Remember-
that? With a bat? With a what's
really,
your preferred device to buff out the right side?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, David. So, iRacing is a little bit different than real life. In real life, you might use a bat or something like that. In iRacing, as we saw previously in the Hard to Drive 300, Kyle Putz had a little bit of damage in his car from the heat races. You just get into Photoshop and you put some Bear Bond on a right front quarter panel, maybe some duct tape, just kind of to show maybe some new rivets or something like that, just to show where your team might have fixed the car.
I like it.
Mike here rolled up from
Mike.
Brooklyn. That says Beacon, New York. I think he meant Brooklyn with the hood, the hat there on his head and the glasses. Epic of all things. I mean, come on. This is. I mean, he set us up for this.
Mike, do you really want us? First of all, Mike's in our second Buick in the field. I think that's a
Yeah.
Buick. Is that a Buick? Yeah.
I
He's in our
asked.
second Buick in the field. Producer just said that Mike was voted dude who he most likely to chill with. Producer Chris, thank you, Chris. Mike looks like he, has a nice record collection and might be a computer programmer for Google.
Definitely likes to take, real film photos, and is
Yeah.
definitely into the craze of using disposable cameras at this time. So
That's awesome. He's
Yeah.
got a
Do you
good-looking
think
car.
instead of Red Bull, he might drink like yerba mate or something?
yes,
absolutely.
definitely.
Kombucha.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yes.
Loves a good.
Whatever he
retro.
does, he's gonna go fast. I'll tell you that. Old Mike, he can motor. They used to call him
Mike
Motor and Mike back in high school. They didn't call him that, but
Likes bands that
So
start with the word the. Any band if it starts with the word the, he likes it. Good
We've
music.
changed his hometown, his nickname. Sorry, Mike. You signed up for it.
he did go faster than the
But he
Predictor,
beat
though.
the Predictor.
Yep.
Mike's a real one. Mike races with the fake 500 crew as well. Zane Scott, will be seeing him later. He's got a late draw, a lot of speed. We like racing with Mike Rasmus.
A good lap from Mike.
What do we got next here? Jesse Kaplan around an iRacing house car, looks like.
Oh yeah.
That
Another
means
New
he's
York.
actually sponsored by iRacing? Wow.
That's big stuff.
That's huge.
I think with that
The
kind of
number 02.
firepower, he might be faster than 39006.
He could go at 15.006. The tool at his
Zooming.
disposal.
Oh.
230. How about 430 miles an hour?
Oh no! iRacing. When you run the iRacing scheme, it's worth an extra 1,000
Yeah,
horsepower.
that's right. If Steve Myers is pitching, he'll fix you right up.
Yeah. We've also, at some point, we got to get the latest Predictor standings up. We've seen some changes at the front on the day, so there's some. I've been checking them.
Yeah.
They've there's been some jockeying around.
Are you trying to show where I have lost? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh,
NASCAR
NASCAR
fan,
fan. How about
999.
that?
Selby.
Selby's up there.
Oh
How
yeah,
about that?
yeah. We got entries increasing.
Overtaking.
Oh, but look who's,
oh, look at that! Somebody's back to the top.
oh my gosh, it's going straight to his head. Straight
Get
to
this guy out of here.
Honestly.
Unbelievable.
Oh, come on, Jesse. Faster. Let's go.
Okay.
There you go.
38.91.
So these are close. These Predictor times have been close the last couple. The Predictor computer is it's learning the error of its ways before. Ooh, Carnomaly house car. Look at that.
Justin
Yeah.
Bolton.
I like seeing them all lined up there. What do you think's going through their minds right now?
I bet they're shaking.
Shaking.
I'd love
If you
to
think
know.
you've got a shot at it, you definitely are. You know, it's there's only
Oh,
two
yeah.
times this sort of qualifying is really stressful. It's when you think you have a shot at the pole and you don't want to screw it up for your team by messing up the gear shifts or messing something up, right? And then the other time is when you're trying to make the race, and it's the same situation. You don't want to mess it up, but it's also super stressful because you're just trying to get in the show. Then you add in a $15,000 basically prize at the end of this one for going for the pole, and that ratchets it up.
Yep. 38.954.
That's a good
Bolton, I don't
benchmark
know.
for Bolton.
It's
a
going to be
tough one.
close. I think it's
It
gonna
is
be
gonna
really
be close.
close.
His car looks good. It looks slow. I don't know. I'm taking a risk on this one.
A flyer, if you will.
Love the Carnomaly paint scheme. Check them out at carnomaly.com.
Carnomaly.io.
IO as well. I think they
Yeah.
both websites.
You can get the link will come up in the chat anytime. So, to all 500,000 viewers out there, thanks for watching. We
Yes.
appreciate it.
Massive.
Check out
viewership.
Carnomaly.io.
Solid lap
Blockchain.
going.
That's our new thing. Blockchain. And sliding in.
Oh, he's sideways. Nice.
Made it.
38.
And
80. Beat the
faster.
Predictor.
Ah,
Good lap.
That
good
is
lap,
a really
and I
good
got
lap.
it right. That's some points. I'm now over 4,000 points. I'm coming for you. Coming straight for you.
Garrett Maines with a 38.994 for the Predictor. Parker, I'm gonna put him. I think I know what I'm gonna do with Garrett.
What are you doing?
What do you,
I think Garrett could be another benchmark here. We haven't seen. I mean, well, we saw Nichols earlier in this session. I think this could be a pretty good one.
All right, so I'm going to point out the obvious here. The standings on the other side of the screen, they're taking a break. Parker's taking a break. The standings are taking a break. It's fine. Everything will be fine. We watch Garrett Maines. Maines going to be fast. All right, he's always going to show up with a fast setup. When you give him the opportunity, he's going to show up with some speed. Let's see how this thing looks. Speed into turn 1 actually wasn't all that good, so I'm going to retract everything that I said.
Boy, come on, Garrett. Don't let me down, buddy. And that nice offer pad paint scheme. Into the barriers, and the chat says this is Garrett Gucci Maines. All right.
Oh, does that mean Mark Martin likes him?
Mark Martin probably does like him.
Okay.
What did you guys all pick for Garrett Maines? Real quick before his lap is up. Just faster, slower.
38.941, slightly faster.
Nice.
Not
Hey,
as
give me those
not as
points.
fast as he would want. I don't think.
That's
I
all
think
I
Maine's
needed.
gonna be disappointed with that.
He's probably going to be disappointed with that. I mean, there's still a lot of cars left to go. We're not even halfway yet.
That's. I mean, we've seen
Kinda
a lot of cars
slide
take
them-
time, Landon. At this point, that's
Uh-huh.
for me. That's probably the biggest surprise that I've seen yet.
Really?
I got that one right, guys. If you were wondering.
I was
I
wondering.
mean, I was too.
It's good to know, yeah.
Oh, thanks. Where are we going on this one?
Another Carnomaly paint scheme. Another house
Love
car.
to see it. Love to see it.
It's a good looking ride.
It's a great looking ride. I'm gonna say though, I gotta see what the speed is down to 3. You know, that's gonna set my decision here. This is a tight one. It's 226. This is gonna be close. This is gonna be like a 920. I'm thinking. I went
Come on,
slower.
That's your strat now. That's your strat as you look for the speed into 3 on the warm-up.
That's been my strategy. Yeah, sometimes
Okay.
think it gives me a little bit of a leg up. I don't know if I've really gotten it right that often because of that, but sometimes it's just sort of a feel.
Hmm.
You got to feel it, you know? You got to feel it in your bones, in your heart, what it's
It's a
going
lot
to
of
be.
places to feel it.
Yeah.
Fair.
well,
About a half a car length off the bottom in turn 1 and 2.
I thought you
keep it
felt it
straight.
more in the seat of your pants than anything.
that's when you drive.
Oh,
Yeah. No, the Predictor's a whole different set of feelings.
man. I don't have time for feelings.
And
That's, ooh, that's
23.
yeah, that's way off.
Yeah.
Gonna put him down. He'll be probably starting 38th, 36th in his Blue Emu Battle 150. How about another
Yeah.
one that needs a sponsor?
Hey, Aaron Smith, second.
Twice as good as the first.
Charleston, South Carolina. Love that town. Great town. If you ever have a chance, when we're past
happy-looking
all this
fella.
stuff. Yeah, we're past all this stuff. Go check out his hometown. It's awesome. Yeah,
Charleston's
it's-
beautiful. When I
Oh.
lived in Atlanta for a few years, I went there one time. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's amazing. I used to go that my buddy was going to college there when I was living down in North Carolina, racing all the time, and I went there so often. I once got asked what major I was going for, and I had to break it to everyone. I didn't go
Oh.
to school there.
I think the Predictor's taking a break too.
Break time all around. I like
Not
it.
on Aaron. Give us the time. I was going to get this one right.
Oh,
You-
no.
It's
Yeah, we
because
talked
it's an
last
all-yellow
week-
car. It's the caution's
Yeah,
out
we-
for Predictor.
We talked about last
Caution is
week.
out.
The highlighter yellow cars and the associations we made, Chris Overland, John Gorlinski. Here's another one that I don't think we mentioned last week. Aaron Smith. Every time I've ever seen Aaron Smith race, this is his car.
We need to get Aaron a sponsor, unless he doesn't want sponsors, I guess, if that's how his car always looks when you race. When he races. We're going to fix that Predictor for you guys, by the way, looking into it.
Landon, I believe you have a significant other in the chat right now who wants you to know that you also got married there.
I'm sure he was gonna say that. He just didn't have time.
So I was confused with the predictor trying to set my picks, and it's taking a break. The caution's out, but we did get, what did we get for him?
So 39.
39 flat. No,
Yep.
Flat.
It's going to put him about 20th so far in the cars I've run, I want to say.
Now here's a car. This is a scheme that means business right here. Zoo Pals. You kidding me?
That is cool.
This is a man who means business. When I'll say this: Ryan Doucette had a very, very tough evening yesterday at Homestead in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series race. Not a fun event for him, I don't think. So I'm sure he was looking forward to tonight to come out and blow off some steam.
What is Zoo Pals, David?
I have no idea.
Well, once
Probably
again,
something
Go
that has
Google
to
it.
do with zoos and pals, and maybe you can find your pals at plates. They're plates. What are what? Plates?
That's a lot of graphics.
Zoo Pals
They're plates for little kids.
Oh.
Mrs. Cassill, if you're still in the chat, take a look at Zoo Pals. Let's support them. Let's support them. Maybe see if they're on Amazon or something, or maybe go to their website. We need some new plates for our kids, actually.
I missed out on that.
I'd take one with an elephant on it. That'd be fun. I recently watched The Lion King. Kind of makes me think
Do
of
they
that.
have a? I need to know this. Do they make a platypus one? Because I would buy one if there was a platypus one.
Standings are
platypus
updated.
on your platter?
Yes, a platypus platter. Plate. Platypus plate platter.
Thanks. Say that fast, please.
No, I'll probably get kicked off the air if I try. That's a good lap right there from Doucette.
Whoa.
38.771. P2.
Gave
Doucette.
himself a chance.
Zoo Pals
Did.
to the front row.
Look at that. Right
Wow,
on that
nice.
trans-service transfer spot.
Huge. Huge lap for Doucette.
Huge.
Guys, he just dropped the plate.
All right, I got to go. We'll see you tomorrow.
Get it?
So, we're going to get this predictor fixed.
Yeah,
Damn,
we're
we
gonna
hold
hold
Connor
Connor
at
there.
that.
Next car for Connor, because this is an important spot. Connor has been working extremely hard on this setup. The predictor has been working extremely hard to predict and to know exactly what he's going to run. By its calculation, it's a 38.928. That is the latest in computing smart computational algorithmic technology. It's coming up with
Smart
that number.
computational algorithmic technology.
Your understanding
Yeah.
of technology is astonishing, to be honest.
Extremely high.
We need you to get in there and start coding real quick, please. Can you?
Yeah,
Can you
well, that's what
start-
I've been doing.
start
That's why
typing?
we went off camera for a little bit. So Connor's gonna sit here. We're gonna let him roll in here in just a second. But it's about this. So 38.734. I mean, Jake Nichols still top of the board. Doucette put himself second. He's right on the transfer spot. He gave himself a chance, but you think that'll stick? I mean, we've got 44, 45 more cars left to go.
Not gonna stick.
Not
I'm just
gonna
gonna put it out there. Not gonna stick.
No way.
That will get them up in the top 10. I think your top two right there, and the sevens possibly could put you in the top 10. But I just think there's some serious speed brewing out there, and that are coming this way soon. I don't think we'll know who's got the pole when I look at this, lineup of who's coming. Look at that thing squat down. You can see under. I mean, you could throw a deer under that front splitter. He's got the front squat down so much. The monster truck
deer.
out there.
Deer. Oh, he's got hashtag sponsor me on his quarter panels. We got to get Connor a sponsor as well if he can race his way into the Carnomaly 500. Maybe he could qualify his way in. He could put it right on the front row right now.
Now, is there a point? Let me ask you this. From a technical standpoint, Landon, is there a point of diminishing returns when you get the rear end squatted so far down you start pulling the front up?
That is a great question. So, what happens if you get the back too low? It's not about getting the front up too much, because you can always get the front back down, lower the heights a little bit, the whole car will come down. The problem with getting the back too low, David, is when the car gets too flat, you lose splitter angle and you lose pan angle underneath the radiator. And I know that I sound like I'm just talking about things that exist in the real world and not in iRacing, but iRacing is a simulation. They have a splitter on their cars.
That's fast.
It was fast.
Wow, 760.
P2.
I'm over here talking. Connor put it on the front row. If you get the car too flat, you lose all those angles. The aero balance shifts to the back of the car, and that's why the car can get tight if the back's too low.
Gotcha. Well, whatever they did, that thing was quick. P2 ekes out Doucette by 100th. Connor Babel with a whale of a lap. Nice job.
Yep.
Great lap. And he had a sponsor me there, so if you're looking there and you're a prospective sponsor, reach out to Connor. He's fast.
Chris, producer Chris, for our next event, can we get a cutaway car so that I can explain these things?
I like that idea. That's in the budget, right?
No.
Well, Landon, you were Parker. You guys can get your hands on one of these COTs, right?
Yeah.
Got a couple out
to have
back.
a virtual model. We could maybe have someone build like a virtual cutaway car with all the components into it. That'd be pretty cool.
Chris says he will physically cut a car in half for us
Okay.
next time. That might be a show in
Chris.
itself. Great content. See what Brian's got here.
Look at Dr. Bob on the track. He's a Jets fan. If that has anything of any interest to you guys, he's a New York Jets fan.
Well, at least he picked the right city, just the wrong team. That's, I feel bad for him. The Giants are a far better team.
Kind of got like a Phoenix Racing throwback paint scheme, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely.
The red two-tone there.
For Low Line Racing. A serious contender this year in Road to Pro. Former FTF Cup Series champion. Hashtag not my champion, though.
And if we had the Predictor, you would have been faster than him. Look at that.
Look at
Just
that.
barely.
Wow. Just barely. Predictor's getting dialed in. How about that?
Yeah, it is. I can tell you, all of you playing the Predictor, this isn't Landon just trying to keep the top spot. They are working diligently in the background trying to fix it. It's it might be all computer control, but we've warned you, and as Elon Musk has tried to say about the AI coming apocalypse, they got minds of their own. So
Cassill Hood has returned. Cassill Hood is
That's
back.
right.
yeah, I
Now,
love.
here's a guy. Here's a guy right here, Ryan Naraki. We call him RNC. Comes out of the FTF Racing League stable as well. He had himself an eventful time last week in the prelims.
He did.
Finds himself here on Valvoline Pole Day.
Ivy Butler is calling a wreck here on Ryan Naraki. I don't think that's very nice.
No, that's not nice.
I don't want to see a wreck. I mean, we've seen some action.
So RNC is famous for doing what, David? Staying out on old tires, being hard to pass. He's been called the Ryan Newman of iRacing before. He somehow has a car that's 4 lanes wide at all times, and he stayed out on old tires in the prelims to get himself into the top 88. It was a really impressive move. One of the coolest we saw in the prelims. So I'm expecting a lot out of him.
I know he's sitting on a good setup. That much I know for
think
sure.
it's good. Waggle
Things
down the
zooming.
back stretch. We saw
There-
that.
There's
Ooh,
the waggle.
there it goes. Yep. Quality
Now-
waggle.
I don't
Oh,
think
high
a
into 3.
Car waggles though. I think a
Didn't
really
quite keep it
fast
there.
car.
Little high in 3, brings it down to the
Oh,
line.
more waggle.
And 39.0. Nope. Didn't have it. Too much waggle, guys.
Yeah. I think
Too much
excessive
waggle.
waggle hurt the lap time.
Yeah. Too much waggle, not enough swag. 39.0.
Ditch the swaggle. Wait. Ditch the waggle, get with the swaggle?
Yeah. Swag is like you got the speed. Waggle's like you're losing the speed. Is what I
Oh.
believe.
Today I learned.
You learn something new every day. So,
Look at Brian
already seen
Mercurio taking
Brian.
over the screen again. Unbelievable.
We've
Unbelievable.
only allowed 1 entry per driver. We're gonna have to investigate.
Jeez almighty.
Yeah, this
guy.
what is
You
this?
know,
How about the font on the door of that thing? It's pretty interesting.
there he is, Maxime Paquette.
That's better.
What's BFM stand for?
Well, what I was about to say, I probably shouldn't say. So,
It stands for Broadband Future Movement.
I was gonna say
That'd be
bad
BF
fast motorsports.
That'd be BBFM.
Oh, maybe it's that. I mean, we do want to come back on air tomorrow and next week
Yeah.
for the main event.
We don't want to be kicked off by
The Twitch
SEC
SEC.
or the Twitch. Yep.
The Twitch people.
The Twitch people.
You never know when they might pop up.
It's a good tidy line through 1 and 2. Look at the intensity in his eyes.
Wow.
Wow, he's
Focused.
focused.
Unbelievably.
Not a single
Focusing.
bit of blinking there.
Still relaxed.
Like a robot. That's
It's turned
incredible.
into a real robot-filled show here, guys. Got the robot predictor down below the line. Can you hold on to it? Ooh,
Nice lap.
39.007.
Nah.
Yeah, he's not gonna like that.
no.
I don't know. I don't think there's much to gain going below the yellow line. I mean, if anything, you're risking, going to a backup car for your Battle 150.
So I've never done it. I've never felt like it has a lot of speed, especially when we were doing a lot of our practice. I mean, I never did a fast lap going down there. I don't know about, there's always, it's one of those racer discussions, right? Is it faster or is it not? What do you do? And it's sort of, I think it's a toss-up. I don't think it's always faster. But Logan Helton here, we'll see what he has to do. What he decides, if he's going to go below that line coming to the checker or not. That's a sweet-looking ride. Looks like he just being down in Florida, like it's some sort of wave ocean theme.
Another fine piece of work there from Splash and Go Graphics. A lot of representation in this field from S&G. Good to see a lot of these cars rocking the colors. Of course, Logan associated with Nexus Esports. Let's see here what Logan Helton can do.
Looks stable, dialed in.
Yeah.
Speed's looking good down into turn 1, 236, flashing. Yeah, that's where you want to be. It looks. Look at that thing on the line.
I like that. Sitting right on
That's a good one. I like that line, and I'm speaking to all of you, including our producers, because I want to see more of that. I like that line because you can really see where you're at compared to the yellow line. I think that yellow line is so important. You got to be on the yellow line if you want to have a lap. This isn't a diamond corner type deal. You're not trying to get a straight shot off the corner. You're just trying to wrap the yellow line.
And
Whoa!
71. There you go.
Wow.
Nice
That's
lap.
not
That's
top of the
P5.
board, but he's gonna be happy with that.
That's a solid
That's
lap.
good enough for 5th right now for Logan Helton. Nice run right there. Well done.
Anything in the
Man,
sevens is definitely good right now.
It's starting to show the trend of where this session's, the whole qualifying pull, Valvoline pull day is going. You do want to be in the sevens. I think that, forgetting the front row for just a minute and thinking about racing my way in tomorrow, I really want to start in the top 10 of my Battle 150. I feel like just being in those first 5 rows, maybe you can maintain that track position all day. And just stay out of the wrecks. Their drivers are not going to get a reset tomorrow night. And when qualifying's over, they gotta get working on their setup and get this thing into race trim. So, starting top 10 in my Battle 150 is going to be ideal.
I'm with you on that. I think just being up in those top 10, top 5 area, it's just you can be protected. You're gonna be in a better spot about people maybe that are trying to take it a little easier, whereas if you're towards the back, it's going to be go for broke. You're trying to get in that top 20, it could get crazy. I can't tell, is that RC Workshop? What is that?
BC.
BC Workshop. Says find them on Facebook. Go check them out on Facebook. By the way, everyone who's watching, if you haven't followed this channel, be sure to follow it. We'll be here tomorrow night, and then we'll be here next Wednesday, March 3rd. And of course, subscribe, please. You get the great Valvoline emotes, which I'll just drop in the chat right now.
Yeah, put those in the chat.
So,
Emotes in the chat.
yeah, I'm gonna get those in there. They're great. The engineers.
Here.
I know. We're predicting some faster times. I don't want to discount these guys that are top of the board right now. Like Jake Nichols. I definitely don't. I mean, that's a fast lap, but is he even thinking that he has a shot at the pole right now?
If I'm him, I'm looking at who's left to run, and I'm picking out names that I think have a chance to beat me. I would imagine that the list of names that Jake Nichols feels that can beat his time is fairly small.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just glancing at our list. DeMerchant, LaPrade, Keister, Ray, Brian Blackford. I mean, Overland, Busa, Minter, Reynolds. I mean, these are Smithley's coming up. It's just a lot of fast. It's a heavy hitter.
We know this car, guys. You mentioned
it,
David. The Dayglow.
Here it is.
John Gorlinski. He actually just typed in the chat for the broadcast. Everyone be quiet. I got to do my lap. Sorry.
Let's give a
John.
shout out
We're
real
not-
quick before
not.
Gorlinski's lap. Timmy Holmes did just clock in a 38.791, by the way.
Right.
A good lap
Good
time.
catch. Very good. Wow. Sorry, I was very distracted.
Under the radar lap.
John's car looks good. You could see the skew. You could see the right rear was ahead in the wheel well, pulling off the pit road. So he's got the reverse skew there. I mean, this is a guy that knows his setups. Ran well at the Firecracker 400. Almost won it.
Almost won it. Podium finisher, the Firecracker 400, been around about as long as anybody.
Oh,
and
look
the
at that.
trademark color with this beautiful cam through 1 and 2. That trademark highlighter yellow. Gorlinski down the back straightaway.
We got some
I
time
expect
for the
big things out
chat
of this.
being called out. 38.718, 38.875. What does John Gorlinski have? Oh, little waggle there into turn 3. Keeps it right on the bottom.
He's gonna. I mean, that's good. That's not bad. Might have cost him a little bit from his perfect lap, but let's see if he goes to the apron. No apron for John. 7.556.
Wow.
That bumps Babel, but not enough to get Nichols. John, I don't know if you're gonna get a shot at 15,000.
That is
Well,
it's a good lap, though.
good lap. I think you hit it right. I think that wasn't his perfect lap. I think, again, a few errors here and there, and that's really all it takes is one little slip. That's going to cost you.
Really,
that is a very good lap.
We probably talked too much during that. I apologize, John.
We slowed him down.
It was, you know what? It might have muted us from talking, but he didn't mute D. Waddy Bama's gifted subs notification. Probably went through or something like that.
Nice. Daniel Roper, Garden City, New York.
Okay, let's get
Hey,
it.
more New York representation here. I've seen a lot of New York drivers. Good to see him here from the Northeast.
Good
going
racing in the
Carnomaly
Northeast.
500. Yeah, great racing. I'm up here. I'm in Connecticut.
Don't you notice, Parker, like when we go to the Northeast, there are more fans, real fans up there that know who you are. They've got your merch. They want autographs, collectibles. The Northeast is the best for that. So, I mean, Michigan's not really Northeast, but Michigan has great fans. But New Hampshire, Dover, Pocono, it's pretty good. Watkins
So,
Glen.
I thought that was just me. Wait, they
No.
do that for you too?
They like me too. Yeah, I just think they like racing.
I thought it was because I was up here or anything. That way to just completely deflate me. It's like Pocono. You know that all the time. Get a bunch of people. Apparently they're all looking for you guys.
I'm seeing some in the chat. Check it in from Long Island. Oh, that's Freddie. What's up, Freddie? Long Island, New England. Ryan DeSole. Ducell? Ryan Doucette. Oh, Ryan Doucette. Oh, we know you.
Spell it out, Landon. Spell it out.
Get there. You'll get there.
Doucelle.
He's literally on the board.
Literally on the board. Oh, that's great.
Another Amuka Esports car here from High Performance Motorsports. We saw Nicholas Morse before.
Yep.
He's
Thanks,
back in
Amuka.
18th. Can his teammate here bring a little more speed?
He's going
Roper
below
to
the
the
yellow.
line.
Oh, he straddled it.
man. 86. Beat the Predictor.
Nice.
Not
Gonna
that 7
pile
that you
in.
want to see, but not a bad lap. You think of where he ran in comparison to Nick Morse, he was about a half a tenth faster than his teammate Nick Morse. So those setups running fairly similar times, but later into the night, not much of maybe he made a mistake in his lap, but you figure maybe he would have picked up more than half a tenth running this later into the night.
So I think anything right now, as we get later and later, the more we see people in the top 20, they're going to be pretty happy with that. Graham Bolin here, Houston, Texas, driving that Smithfield Ford. Now for Stuart Haas Esports in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series. This guy, he's a major competitor. Had a great rookie season in eNASCAR last year. Tons of talent, tons of speed. Let's see if he can bring something here to the Carnomaly 500 qualifying speed-wise. What are you guys thinking?
The chat's predicting 38.712, 726,
Ooh.
729. I mean, I think the chat, just type it in the chat. Say faster or slower right now. Graham, Graham is one that I think that he's just happy. He's got to be happy to be here now because he's in Houston, Texas, and he was stuck in an ice storm last week. He was messaging me. He was afraid he would miss his prelim, but he's here and he's in this thing. And the Predictor's got a lot of faith in him.
789. That would be a good one.
My money would be on faster.
I would say
think,
faster right now.
I think he's a little motivated. I think, again, another one of those Coke Series drivers, a little frustrated after yesterday, wanted to blow off some steam, come out here and put down a heater of a lap. And I think that's exactly what he's going to do out of 4. Comes Graham Bolin to the line. What's it going to be?
Can this be the new fast time? I think it is. Yeah!
Yeah, our first
Wow.
6. Our first 6. Great lap for Graham Bolin.
Big
That
time.
is a lap.
That's
Cleared
a
it by
heater.
half a tenth.
Whoa. All right, now we're starting to see the 6s there. We're starting to see, we're starting to see the track temp come down. Graham Bolin throws one down like that. It's becoming clear what it's going to take to get this pole.
I mean, he launched it.
Yeah, that was somebody I had my eye on looking at the stack of cars left to run in this group. That was certainly somebody that had my expectations high, and he did not disappoint. First driver to jump into the 38.6 bracket. So certainly living up to the expectation there as Christopher Weil heads to the track out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Had a couple drivers from Canada. This scheme here, I mean, we first of all got to get Christopher a manufacturer there on the front. He's got the nondescript, no manufacturer front end, no description whatsoever. This is the pink car. I mean, it's kind of cool at the same time. It's kind of like a testing
I love the
scheme.
pastels.
Yeah.
The pastels do it for me.
This would be an awesome testing scheme. So we've had to get sponsors from some other drivers. If you're a manufacturer out there, a OEM as we like to call them, and you're looking for a car in the Carnomaly 500 competition here, reach out to Christopher Weil.
Yeah. Maybe Tesla will call him. We've had a Tesla in the field.
Sim racing's eco-friendly.
It is. Car looks stable. I don't know how fast it is, but looks good. Looks stable. Front end sealed off. The back's not low enough.
High 38 maybe? Yep.
38.97 just got beat by his Predictor.
Good looking car nonetheless. Now here's a question for you, Landon. You sort of referenced this a few cars ago. So now let's jump to technical side again. You mentioned getting out of qualifying and then jumping into preparing the car for the race.
Mhm.
What do you expect these teams to be doing as they shift over to a race setup? What does a race setup look like? How does it differ from what they're running tonight?
Well, I mean, we saw in the prelims how much of a handful these cars are after a couple laps. We were going 230 miles an hour.
Jared, what are you doing here?
Yo!
Sliding.
So he can reset.
No damage.
Basically, not reset his car, but he can go back
Yep.
and
He'll be fine.
reattempt. But he'll be all right here. He's just going to keep going.
You want to take the road course?
Really? He just want to
These
put
cars
on
are
a
a
show.
handful. Coming off pit road on old tires, whatever. They're just a handful. You know, you build so much tire heat that I think if you had a really aggressive setup, the back's low, the car was set up loose for one lap, pressures are up, you're going to need to drop some pressures. You're going to need to put some rounds in the rear, get the backup off the track. And I think that you're going to run your Q set and see how many laps you can run before it's undrivable, but you're going to find out. Jared is against the wall. I don't think...
Oh, that's major. Look at that right front damage.
Yep. That's going to slow him down.
Big
Car's a
time.
handful.
This has been messy from the start for Jared, unfortunately. Yeah, he's had an eventful lap. So we always talk about sometimes these laps can be, you know, pretty pedestrian. This has been full of excitement here for Jared Higgins, bringing the show to us here in qualifying.
Yep.
Sorry about your qualifying attempt here, but thank you.
Yeah, Jared, that's tough. I mean, you know, spend so much time on your setup. All these drivers, I can only imagine the amount of time it takes to work on this setup and build it, and then they've got to go in, build a setup for race room like we were just talking about. And it has to be a different setup to answer your question, Shieldhouse. It's got to be a different setup. You've got to build some downforce back into the car. You got to build some drivability into it. I think Kim actually has, she's got a report on us that she's been working on it. Just talking about the time the drivers spend in the setup. So maybe we can get Kim up here to talk about that. But I think Dale Earnhardt's coming up next. Oh wait, that's Mac McMillan. Never mind. Kim?
We're seeing times getting faster. Obviously, everyone knows whenever we qualify, you want to make your flyer lap when the track is at its coolest. The sun has gone down. Daytona a little bit cooler track, better grip, typically, although we just saw Jared spin out, better grip, faster lap. So we're hearing drivers who knew that they were in a later session likely put more time and effort into getting their cars set up to make a potential pole run because they knew track conditions would likely be more favorable during their run. Add to that, the big payday incentive that you guys have been talking about to be the driver at the top of the pylon at the end of the night. So we do expect the pole sitter will come from deeper in the qualifying sessions, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe you'll have to ask the pole sitter how much time they spent on their qualifying setup.
Whoa, good point,
Okay.
Kim. So that's
Thank you.
actually, we should bring that up, which we love about sim racing, bringing up the things you can do in this that you can't do in real life. As we see McMillan go around here in the Dale Earnhardt throwback, is that you could be testing right now, right? Basically,
Yeah.
before you had to get in the server, as you were seeing those first times coming in and those sorts of things, and starting to see how the weather is shaping up and making those adjustments. I love
Yeah.
that. That's cool. If you're, if you're in it, dedicated to it, why not?
You know, I hear some things there too, because Kim, Kim is, we know she's an unbiased reporter. She's working the real world stuff, coming in, joining us for this event, and we appreciate it. We love it. So I know that she's unbiased. So what she's saying, drivers have told her, they've said, I didn't really work on my setup. I didn't have a late draw, or the guys with a late draw said, I knew this was my chance. It sounds like a bunch of sim racing excuses to me. I mean,
I don't believe it for a minute.
Sim racing
sun.
excuses.
Get the sun. There's no sun. It's dark out. What? I mean, how much cooler is it gonna get? I mean, we're just past halfway through. I think the pole is out there. Graham Bolin just went a 68. That's gonna be hard to beat. So, no excuses. There's $15,000 up for grabs for the driver that sets this thing on the pole and starts at the back and goes for the win. So,
Landon, let me ask you
the pole
this.
is gonna go to the guy that wants it the worst.
When's the last time you heard a race car driver or anybody close to a race car that has anything to do with it tell the media the truth?
Yeah, maybe.
That's a good
Maybe.
point. I get
Yep.
lied to often.
Marcus Lindsay running the Flix Media Machine. It's a good looking ride. Coming
Friend
up
is-
next too.
Friendly company with Carnomaly. So
That's
that's Flix out there. You actually check out Flix. Google it. Check it out. There's 2 X's there.
Oh, he's
High up the racetrack.
I know. It feels. It actually feels okay to let it drift, but it's just not faster. You have to have an arc, and when you arc, the banking is really aggressive, and it makes the car loose in, and you just have to trust it. You have to let it turn itself, and then just paint the yellow line through the corner.
Ooh, a little wiggle off 4 there.
Now look for Marcus at the line.
Oh,
It always makes me nervous.
82.
82.
Solid lap. Very
That's
solid.
not bad.
Good luck.
That
Very solid.
puts him just behind Adam Gilliland, I do believe.
It's a
Or just
really
behind
solid
Santini.
lap.
So I think that's a definitely solid one. I think I know who's up here next. Many people know him as Team Leamstream
Mm-hmm.
in the Whitz
Garrett
Racing
Smithley.
Products. Chevrolet Impala there. Garrett Smithley, folks.
Oh, Gare Bear.
And Speedway.
And what do we know about Whitz?
Whitz RC Racing Products. They are putting up the money.
Right.
$15,000 bonus.
Adult
to the
money.
driver. Adult money, as we said. To the driver that wins the pole, starts at the back, takes the EOL on the pace laps, and comes back with the win the Carnomaly 500. That'd be an $18,000 winner's prize next week if it happens.
Look at Garrett. So handsome.
He is. He's a good-looking dude. Glad to have him.
Heck of a race car driver right there.
A good-looking race car, too.
Really good looking race car. I love the look of that thing. Thank you, Whitz
Yeah.
RC Racing Products, for coming on board and doing this last to first challenge. $15,000.
Hey, Parker gifted me a sub. Thanks, Parker.
Hey, you're welcome.
I got an eRacr sub. I want to
Thanks
know
for
in the chat.
coming before.
I want to know how many RC racers we have in the chat. I feel like RC car racing and sim racing is a good crossover. Wouldn't you? I mean,
I would 100%. I would think I love RC racing. I always wanted to get more
W in the
into it. And I
chat.
have to think there's got to be a lot of sim or RC racers out there. He comes across the line. 708.
708.
Good
That's
lap.
good enough for
Wow.
P2.
Garrett. Must have been powered by some Whitz RC Racing Products right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Put a W in the chat for Whitz if you're an RC racer.
Look at this car. Parker, I know this one's near and dear to your heart.
Oh, yes. Big fan of McLaren. It's my favorite Formula One team. Blake Reynolds here drives for them in the eNASCAR series. They just joined the McLaren Shadow Esports group and this season, and they just bring the best, coolest paint schemes. Love their look. Love those numbers they do there. The lines. They have it down.
Love having
Sure.
McLaren field a car. in The eRacr Carnomaly 500.
Very
Another
cool.
one of those drivers.
They're
who had
really- We can
a
figure
forgettable
out.
night last night, I would say. And again, somebody that I think can put down a steaming lap.
I can say they're officially the first Formula One team we've had in the eRacr Carnomaly 500. Although we had Grant Bolin and Stuart Haas car, which Haas obviously owns the F1 team. So we've had two.
Hey, I like where you were going with that. We'll give it to you.
I did math, guys.
It's always dangerous when that happens.
Right on the yellow line. That was perfect. This car looks good.
Be sure to, if you're going to tweet about the event here, Carnomaly 500, use the hashtag Carnomaly 500. We've been very active over the last couple days, weeks leading up to the event as we go through it. So if you're going to tweet, use the hashtag Carnomaly 500 so we can get your tweets. Maybe we'll get about the broadcast sometime.
752.
Decent
good.
lap. That'll put him fourth, right in front of Gorlinski. Between Gorlinski and Nichols, and P4 for Blake Reynolds. Nice lap.
Bolin and Smithley still making up your front row.
This is our last driver in this grouping here, Tucker Minter.
What's he got from Warrenton, Virginia? What's he got on there? Is that the Whiskey River scheme?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. 01 maybe? No. Looks like he's got Junior
Junior Motorsports?
Motorsports on the logo. Nexus on the quarter panels.
I thought it was Whiskey River. I've been there.
Garrett in the chat said he's still shaking. I'm sure I don't want to check Twitter as well, see what people are saying. He's still shaking, he said.
This stuff
Oh,
ain't no
man.
joke.
That tells you. This is a man that drives race cars for a living.
Yep.
Yep.
Can make you nervous.
Pressure was on. So Predictor says 38.871 here. We've been seeing some really fast times we got later here in the night.
Faster.
You think he goes faster?
Yeah.
Be sure to put your predictions in the chat since the Predictor computer is taking a break still. You know, we thought
Nice
we gave it a
line.
break earlier today for lunch, but apparently it's taking a dinner break too. So
Unbelievable. I don't even get a dinner break. What the heck?
Yeah. What the heck?
I need new agents.
Yeah, computers. They don't solve it.
Tucker,
Nope.
you gotta get it down, man. Gotta get it lower. I don't know. This could be a sneaky good lap. Car looks stable. 7.66. What did I say?
You did.
P5? P6.
That's going to
Not
be
bad.
P7,
Seven.
I believe. Slots
5,
in
6,
between
7.
Babel and Duquette.
It's not even a 10th from first to, what, 11th? Basically just a little more than a 10th.
Yeah. I think we're getting to that point where we saw this last year with the Firecracker 400. We're getting to that point where the times at the top are getting so condensed, and we're getting into those. We're not even talking about hundreds anymore. We're talking about thousands that's separating these guys. And that's the most exciting part. We saw that late last year with Firecracker 400. We're seeing that now this year. Next session, later into the night, we think times will keep dropping. So how far do they drop down? That's really the question on everybody's mind, Landon. You know, 686 top of the board right now. Do we touch a 5?
I mean, it's that people are thinking it's going to happen. I feel like the chatter says the times are going to go down. I don't know how much cooler it can get, though. I mean, it's the sun's been down for over an hour now. We'll see.
Well, I'm sticking by my time that it's going to take a 5.97 to get the pole. You're basically going to have to hit the 5s to get the pole and have a chance at $15,000 and $3,000 if you win on top of that. So $18,000 in the Carnomaly 500. Because I know we haven't quite seen it, but I'm looking at the names we got coming up here, and it's some serious heavy hitters, some people we know that have been practicing. You've seen them on their servers and streams and talking about it on social media, so we know what they've been putting into it. I think they, at the same side of that, the reason, some of them maybe felt like they had a better shot is they knew how late they're going, right? They knew how they seeded out of their prelims, how late they were going. So we know there's some serious heavy hitters coming up that have put a lot of time in this qualifying because they think the conditions are going to be right. They think, obviously, they've known that they're going to be in the right conditions, the coolest temperatures, the best chance at getting the pole. It's still going to take a 5 to win it, and it's going to be a 5.97. So that's what I'm going with.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Taking a look at Twitter at hashtag Carnomaly 500 to see what people are using. Huge shout out to Seth Eggert. He's doing great coverage out there on Twitter, using the hashtag, providing updates to everything going on. Just he touched on the update from Garrett Smithley after his run, got a nice shot of his car from Dylan Nadwadney. Natter's doing a great job covering the event with all the pictures as well, and even a picture of Josh Mendoza race control in a NASCAR Nationwide Series official shirt. Working hard, hardly working. You make up your mind for yourself. But again, we appreciate everybody checking in on Twitter using the hashtag. It's a quality picture. Yeah.
Carnomaly 500 hashtag. I'm gonna have to look that up. I want to see Mendoza in an official shirt on Twitter. First of all, a little housekeeping here. John Gorlinski in the Twitch chat right now just made his qualifying lap. Obviously, has not read any of our emails, the rule book, the schedule, or anything, and is asking for us
Too
to
busy
take
for
time
that.
out of our broadcast to tell him what the schedule is for the Blue Emu Battle 150s. He even called it the duels. We don't have duels.
Wow.
We have Battle 150s. So, John, the Battle 150s are going to start at 7 tomorrow. The live broadcast will go at 7, depending on the first or second Battle 150 that you may or may not be in. Depends on if your green flag is at 7 or if it's going to be later than that.
Wow, get called out.
Man.
Landon didn't come to play tonight. Good Lord.
Wow.
He's out here beating everybody, trying to beat everybody in the Predictor, but he comes out here and smacks John Gorlinski right around on the internet. Oh, wow.
Poor John. He's just trying to find out what he's racing. I'm not even sure
What are you
if he wants to show up
Oh, it's been
anymore.
fun.
Oh,
Be surprised if
Oh,
he even
awesome.
shows up tomorrow now at this point. Goodness gracious.
yeah. He just got to read the emails, go to our Discord, which all of you watching can
Yep.
join our Discord, by the way, if you haven't already joined it. It's the
I think you
eRacr.
can get a link to the Discord in our chat as well.
You can do that, or just go to our website, eRacr.gg. You can click up the top, go there. There's also a giveaway. If you go to the Carnomaly 500 page, we're giving away some JBL gaming headset. It actually looks like this. I can bring more props up on the screen. They look like this. It's not plugged in right now, but they're pretty sweet. They have noise canceling. They light up. They do all sorts of fun stuff. So they're really comfortable. Really, really comfortable.
Awesome.
And I just started using them. So you should too. Get some
Yep.
by entering our giveaway, and then wear them here in the next eRacr event.
All right, I got the sponsor plug. Here we go, Landon. Since this is a layup for me. After that little verbal lashing, John Gorlinski's going to need some Blue Emu, and he'll be better off for it because it works fast and he won't stink.
Wow. And
Perfect,
Blue Emu
David.
came up
Perfect.
on the screen at the same time on the rotator. David,
Unbelievable.
did you time that? How did you do that?
I don't know. This is why you put me in the middle box here. I question it frequently, but I'll just take it.
So our man Brian Blackford, this was our drama story from earlier. He had spent tons of time on his setup, only to forget that he still had it on a shared server with old teammates who were able to basically just take it.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah, it's a bummer. It's a bummer. You just got to remember those things. But Brian, Brian's a good guy. Honestly, he's the type of guy that might have shared the setup with a lot of folks anyways. He's shared a lot of setups with me over the years. He builds fast cars. So let's see what this lap looks like. Brian Blackford, driving a Hall of Fame machine.
I definitely think he has a chance at the pole. He does work at the NASCAR Hall of Fame, but not in cybersecurity for everyone's better, for all the Hall of Fame's knowledge there in IP. But he's definitely going to have something fast here. We're going to see maybe a benchmark time of what it's going to take to get this pole.
Right on the yellow line. We talked about painting the yellow line. I mean, that's the way to do it. And that car's low.
Very low. Oh, look at this speed. He's over 230 in the middle of the backstretch, 236. Is that going to 238?
Zooming.
The yellow
Like
line.
this lap.
I feel like I'm riding right along with him.
Here comes a low 6, maybe a 5. What do we got? Oh,
723.
Where did he lose the speed?
It must have been all off of 4. He was flying.
I'm shocked by that.
Just slid right in front of Nichols.
Man.
Wow. That's I mean, I'm surprised.
Gosh. Would have loved to seen that one up.
Yeah.
Board.
I saw that speed down the backstretch into 3, and I'm seeing almost 238 miles an hour, thinking, all right, this is the time.
Yep.
This is the lap to beat. Knew he came in here with so much effort and time spent on that setup. Didn't lost it somewhere off 4. I don't know if he used the wheel too much, scrubbed some speed. Something happened there.
Right now, this is breaking news in the chat. Ray Alfala just said that this is a Brian Blackford setup.
Chris
Overland right now is running a Brian Blackford setup. Are we witnessing a setup thief?
Yeah, I was going to say.
We're just watching this happen?
We're just letting it happen.
Well, Ray also said
told us?
Ray said that Blackford's setup was an Overland setup. I don't know who to trust.
I mean, Overland is one of the best super speedway qualifiers on the surface, by the way. I would look for a lot.
We need that meme of the 2 Spider-Mans pointing at each other right now. That's the only thing that would solve it. Put it out there the right way. Oh.
All in the spirit of competition, right?
Yeah, of course. 236, 237 into turn 3. Predictor had him at 840. Yeah,
Little
he runs
wobble
an identical
before.
time. Down the bottom, all the way below.
7:02.
Ooh.
Wow.
P2 for Overland. That was a good lap.
Those were close times.
Yeah.
Suspiciously close, guys.
It's like they were on the same setup.
It's almost like they
Hmm.
were on the same setup.
Jimmy Johnson's here.
Oh, wow.
Look
Nice
at
one
that.
to make
Hey.
time.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh,
You-
no, Christian Stanford.
Oh. Blackford told me that he could run a low 6, and I think that he's hit some 5s as well. So this 7 Overland running a 7:02, Blackford running a 7:23. I mean, that might be your benchmark for these closing 30 drivers to finish out this session. I think that tells me the pole could come in the mid 6s.
You think Graham Bolin has a shot at it now?
I
after
think
seeing
Graham
those?
Bolin has a shot. I think Bolin's got a shot.
Can we take a
Wow.
moment to address the fact that Christian Sanford doesn't have a state? He just lives in Hicksville.
Wow.
Well, that's its own place.
I mean, I would like to visit there.
Our producer is currently smashing his keyboard into the deal right now.
No, he didn't give us a state, Parker. He didn't.
I know.
Producer did nothing wrong. He
I
did not give us
mean-
a state. Hicksville is just a place. It's just a place. It's not a state. It's just a place. There's no.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
a state of. It's a state of mind, baby. I don't know.
Believe it or not, there are many states that contain a city called Hicksville. Do we want to guess which state he's in?
How many
give us what you
people in the
think.
chat? How many people in the chat are from Hicksville? I mean, there's got to be. There's got to be a few. Come on.
I don't
I
think
mean,
Alabama or Virginia.
let's go that far.
I know we don't have a Hicksville in
Nice
Connecticut.
places.
I'll put it down.
Nice places.
There, Hicksville, Arizona.
I
There
think
is
there's
not.
a Hicksville just about everywhere.
There is
How
not.
fast,
matter-
Mr. Hicksville? 39.2.
Ah,
That's one of the slower we've seen. Probably the last 20 cars.
Yeah.
Yep.
Car's just not down enough in the back. I
mean,
don't think.
No.
he earned his late draw. He's got a car that's set up for race trim, probably.
I'd say he could send it back to the shop, but the team's still trying to locate the shop because it's located in just Hicksville.
Hey,
I wanna send
he's
him some
already
fan
won
mail.
prize money. Just by making it to this round, he's already won prize money. How are we going to send him money?
Yeah, it's true. Where do we even
Just
send it to?
Hicksville. I'm just
I
going
don't
to
know.
put $25 in an envelope, write it to Hicksville, and just off you go.
What do
There
we
you
think about
go.
this for Marcus Ruckman? Different color for the numbers.
That's a new
Durango.
one. Maybe for a spotter when he's in the pack
Wouldn't you
from
want
Ohio.
I don't know.
I like those
I think you
all-color,
want
Logitech schemes. They're really nice.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be like 73 of them in this race, so I guess they do have to look a little bit different.
Well, that's gonna be confusing. Maybe that's why we get multicolored numbers. They're doing it for
Yeah.
us, David. For us in the broadcast booth, trying to
So
make
kind.
it. Yeah.
So kind of them.
Thank you, Logitech G Altus.
Yes. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Predictor says 38.907.
Well, he's a teammate to Cozy, so we'll see if he runs close to what Cozy ran. Cozy ran a 38.792.
Oh, so maybe the predictor is getting smart. Eventually, hopefully, he'll come back from dinner, but we'll see.
Mr. Predictor.
It's a tidy line.
Not bad. Not bad. Let's see. To the line he comes. And it's going to be
Oh, it's
spin.
going to be sideways.
693.
Whoa!
That's P2 right now for Marcus Ruckman. And that's 10th faster than Michael Cozy Jr. ran.
So that makes Overland outside of the Transervice transfer spot, the cut line. So Overland will have to race his way in tomorrow on Brian Blackford's setup. Ruckman goes to second, so that's a chance. Probably not going to get a shot at 15,000, but I don't know if this will hold. I don't know if this will hold for another 20 cars. That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Great lap though for Ruckman.
That was a great lap.
That was And it looked so clean and tidy and just almost simple. Hey, we know this guy.
Look at
Notice
this
the controller
beauty.
king on social media. He used to use a controller and be unbelievable with it. AJ Henderson, Mansfield, Ohio, but now he's using a steering wheel for this. Let's see, he's been practicing a ton for this qualifying session. Had some speed. He wouldn't even tell us what he felt like he could run. I'm excited to see this one, guys.
You know, AJ, so the controller king, he's felt like with the tire fall off cars that the steering wheel is going to help him with tire management, but he loves the controller for tracks where there's no tire fall off, where it's all about speed. I think they'll probably bring it back for the LCQC, hopefully, but that part looks good.
Kim just reminded me that that's also where they shot Shawshank Redemption. Great movie. One of my brother's favorites. Thank you, Kim.
Mansfield,
Great
yeah.
point. Yep. This is the jail there. There's a great racetrack. All sorts of things. Let's see what this is, guys.
AJ Henderson. Oh, it's a 694.
Puts him third.
P3
So close.
for AJ. Wow, what a
Wow,
lap.
AJ. What a lap.
Love
That's
that you
great.
racing machine.
Brian Blackford with the whole setup debacle said that AJ was the only driver that he wanted to have on his setup. And good to see that AJ put up a good lap.
He almost got his wish.
Yep.
Space Station Gaming coming right up. There you
Now
go.
that's the man who I said I retract my previous statement. This is a man who knows how to party.
That's right.
That is the haircut of the event. How about it? Suffolk, Virginia, and the Space Station Gaming Machine. Bringing the heat. Party in the back. All business in the front.
I think the mullet might add a few horsepower, does it not?
Well,
80s NASCAR would say so. So
Yep.
he's trying to channel that right now.
Mad
Connor Daly
respect
with a
for
Hall of Fame comment, by the way.
This guy.
As if we'd expect anything less from Connor.
That is the Connor Daly.
You know,
Epic.
it takes one to know one. Goodness gracious.
Listen, 2:36 at the end of the backstretch for Colin Bout.
Bring us
Hey,
back
if
here.
you show up to qualifying day with a mullet like that, you're ready to lay down a lap. I mean, I think we're gonna see one
Mustache.
here. Yeah,
You just
I mean,
don't care.
This is Eddie
Wow.
for the 6.
P2.
Nice, perfect lap. Put it on the front row.
Wow.
Oh, and knock the right side off, though.
Yeah, I
And
think they'll pick that.
that
They'll
could
knock
be a-
that out.
We'll see.
it'll buff.
We're getting some pretty tight speeds. Look at the look at second. Look at the pole, second, third, and fourth, all within 8,000ths of a second.
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean,
Here's a
that's
name everybody
unbelievable.
knows and loves pulling onto the track with the hat.
And the right hat.
Valvoline. Yes.
Yes.
The mouth from the south, Blake McCandless, heads onto the track.
Mark Martin approves, guys. He approves.
Now, I'll say
Blake
this.
McCandless. Let's go.
Blake has told me for a number of weeks that he has got this thing locked up for P1.
I'm watching everything he does really close.
Oh,
I mean, that
wiggly.
was really high down through 3 and 4. He's had a lot of confidence in his setup. Hasn't talked to anybody about it. 237 into turn 1.
Remember, this
could
man's
be a
on a wheel
monster.
that's older than some of the people watching this. He was running a Logitech Driving Force GT wheel.
Blake has been
Great
working on
wheel.
his open queue setup since way back when we were doing practice races, before we even did prelims. He's been that committed to his speed for this event.
This lap's nuts. This lap is insane. Look at it. So composed, so fast, to the line.
This is
McCandless. 655. Put him P1,
Wow.
baby. That's a big lap right there, ladies and
done.
gentlemen.
One.
Blake.
He talked the
Is
talk
that
and he
the
walked
pole?
the walk.
Is that the pole?
That's a bad man right there.
Wow.
Last one, guys.
The question is, look, I'm not trying to give any I told you so's, anything like that. I just want to update us on the speeds. If Blake is the fastest car, if he's been the fastest through testing, everybody's had the most confidence in him, is a 6.55 the pole? I mean, we predicted an hour and a half ago we were thinking a mid-5 could be the pole. That seems out of the question at this point. Are we looking at, like, is a 6.5, is that what you're looking for?
I think. So I thought that would have been faster. So to me, that says possibly yes. That is what we're looking at. A mid-6 being the pole. But we got fast drivers coming up. I'm looking at a ton of names out there that are really fast. They're going to bring a lot of heat, like this guy here, Matt Busa. I mean, there's he's not going to be able to rest easy until this thing is over by any means.
Dude, Busa can do. I got high expectations. I think it's fair to have high expectations of Matt Busa, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you look at him, that's still a couple feet off the yellow line. That's unsponsored car. Busa's one will probably race his way in. I mean, he ran well in the Firecracker 400. We need to get a sponsor on this driver's car.
He's a strong racer. He always puts a lot of effort, time, and everything he does in sim racing, whether it's the NASCAR series or events like this. Down below the yellow line, a little wiggle.
Oh.
6.7.
Another
Oh
six.
my gosh. Just put it on the outside
Oh.
of the provisional front row. If he runs a better front straightaway, he might have beat McCandless.
Yeah, I mean, that makes me nervous for Blake's lap. I mean, not that we weren't expecting Busa to put down a lap, but
That was a little bit of a scuffed front straightaway through the trial over there. That probably cost him a little bit of time.
This is our first Pontiac entering the racetrack here.
plenty of nines on the door.
Yep, some Evernham
Nine.
nines. This car is a little confused.
We're not going to do 3-digit numbers anymore with eRacr. We got numbers all over these cars.
We're getting rid of them.
I think that's good branding, though. Dylan looks good. I like that.
Look at this guy.
Another mullet. Mullets
I
have
love
been what?
Dylan.
We thought Bowden was ready to party. I mean, come on, it's Rodney Sandstorm here, basically.
Yeah.
That is.
DK knows how to rock the look. Let me tell you something. He's got a deeper voice than you'd expect as well. The first time I ever tuned into his stream on Twitch, I was like, is this man's voice for real? It's deep.
And he lives on Grand Island, guys. His own island. Well known
Fancy.
fact. Yeah. I just totally made that up. I have no idea.
Looks like he was out for a Sunday drive into turn 1, 230, I saw. I don't know if that's going
Only
to
at-
be enough.
Only at 2:30. Come on. Not
Yeah,
even
that
gonna
rear
try to
end's
go
way
fast?
up in the air. That's, yeah.
By the way, Connor Daly back in the chat saying, what is happening here, seeing some of these drivers' pictures. No wonder I didn't have a chance of making this race. These are these are heavy hitters, man. You knew it. You got to get a mullet or you shouldn't even think about making the Carnomaly 500.
39-24 for DK.
That's a race setup through and through right there. He'll be ready for tomorrow.
Yep, rock and roll.
Bring the heat. You can feel it. Not around a sponsored vehicle.
All right, so we got. Yeah, I mean, we look at this grouping of this trio here. I see a couple cars with a shot there. I see a Ledford billiard supply machine. We know that's Patriot Breyer LaPrade. We know we got Kane Cook. Fistful Bourbon machine left to run. Colin Keister right here. Another strong shot. I saw some people predicting Keister could put this thing on pole.
Ooh.
Oh, I would imagine if Keister gets it on pole, he'd find a sponsor. How about that?
Blacked out Chevy. Cool looking ride. If you're not gonna have a sponsor, I like that look. There's red accents, the red chassis. I miss when we used to do that back in real life. The red chassis and such, colored chassis.
Earnhardt always ran a red chassis, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. It's very cool. I always wanted a painted chassis car. We don't do
Why
that.
didn't you have one?
We don't do that anymore.
I know we don't do it anymore, but you had, back in the day, you could have.
How old do you think I am?
Not as old as me.
This is quick.
This is quick.
236 to the 3, and it's
Right on that line.
Oh, look at that.
Wow, look how steady he is on the wheel.
Steely grit determination of Colin Keister to the line.
Oh, the grass. I don't think you want to clip the grass at all, though, do you?
Whoa! Fast time
Throwing it.
alert.
Wow.
Put
Canless.
Keister at the top of the board. Move over, McCandless.
Oh.
Welcome to the top, Colin Keister.
Wow.
Wow.
Heartbreaker for Blake.
That was-
Unbelievable.
Sneaky fast. You know?
What a lap.
Yeah. Devin Henry in our chat just said everyone's clipping the grass now. You know it.
Mm-hmm.
Monkey
He
see,
ran,
monkey
he
do
ran
in
about as
racing.
perfect of a front stretch as you could run, I think.
Yes.
Here comes another strong contender. Kane Cook, Phil Bourbon Machine.
I'm going to ask our producer something here. Can we get an onboard one of these times? I'm just going to straight shoot it out there. We can get
Just ride
onboard one time. Ride with them. Because I want to see... I want everyone, we talk about all this. It'd be great to see and show you why we think, that front stretch was so good. Yeah.
From the point of view of the driver, we're gonna ride with Kane Cook here, coming to the green.
There we go.
That's a roof cam. That's close enough.
Well, but at least shows you see the little bit of wiggles. Then we're going to go through the trial with this part. The car gets so light. And now it's about using the hill right there off the banking of the trial down into one. And then look at that.
Oh, did you see the correction to the
Yep.
right?
Little loose.
Wow.
Just stay on this right on the paint work. You want to be as smooth as possible on the exit. You see the car sort of floats off the corner. That's because you're trying to use the banking to your advantage.
Beautiful line out there, too.
Oh, little well, I don't think he's going like that. Now he's turning left. That's just scrubbing speed right there.
Big corrective in the 3.
It gives you an idea of what we're talking about here. We watch this car go around, and now it's down.
What a save, though. What a save. Still a 71.
Bill ran a 71. If not for the
With the
front
pen.
stretch definitely cost him time, and not the little bobble into 3. Might be a 6 for him otherwise.
That's awesome.
Good lap, but just really, really a lot of corrections. And Landon, you said when you have to turn that steering wheel more to keep up with it, you're just scrubbing speed. And I think this is a sneaky pick right here. Briar LaPrade, old Patriot Briar, Ledford Billiard Supply, Lockdown Racing.
Hey, let's check in with Kim. I think she caught up with Blake McCandless, who just got knocked off being the pole sitter there, but was so hyped about his lap. If Kim can jump on here, maybe give us an update what he was thinking, and now what he's thinking getting shoved down to P2. Must be heartbreaking.
Yeah, heartbreaker there. But before he got knocked down to P2, he did say his lap was, and I quote, freaking amazing. That is safe for this broadcast. And he actually predicted it would be as fast as it was with this weather. I don't think he predicted, though, that somebody would hopscotch him for P1. He said there was nothing he could have done differently. His lap was so clean, in fact, and his car setup was so stable that his nervous shaking didn't affect the wheel at all. I did ask him if he thought that his time would hold in that P2 position, and he said, unfortunately, probably not. So, again, good work, Blake. Wish you had held out in P1. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it, but you still could hold in P2. We'll have to wait and see.
Nervous shaking. Thank you,
A
Kim.
lot of nervous shaking. Thanks, Kim. Well, he does say that.
How could you not be shaking? That's nerve rattling right there.
Well, if you really want to see, maybe another shot at a Blake McCandless setup, I think Isaac Gann is a teammate of his going later.
Here we go.
707
Old Bird
for Brett.
LaPird across the line. 707 for
Bird
Breyer.
LaPird.
Nice lap.
Great lap. Ledford Billiard Supply, big support of his. Love those pool balls there down the side.
Yeah,
Very
got great
cool.
looking race cars this year. Great looking race cars.
Oh, yeah. I've been looking for a long time. Actually saw him on Twitch and reached out to him and set up a relationship. So cool to see.
There's another one of the
I guess it's
Logitech
Seth.
Gialta cars.
So we got different
Sets of
color
merchants.
numbers, though. That helps us out.
This is a big bullet to dodge right here, I do
This is
believe.
a big one. This
All
is
right.
a big one.
Say that hometown first, though.
Shohegan.
You were the first to go with it.
Oh man, you can see him pulling off pit road. Probably no rebound in the front shocks. Obviously, this is a very low in the back setup, probably a coil line setup or really soft in the back, I would imagine. Seth is fast. He's one that's very fast. He's qualified on the pole and won the fake 500 this year. I know I always refer to that event. It's one of the events that inspire how we do our stuff at eRacr. Seth has the speed, though. We'll see how this goes. Even the eRacr Predictor is pretty close. At least a decent.
Remember, teammates with Ruckman currently sits in the 6th position with a 6.93. Teammates with Cozy, who hit a 79.2 earlier in the day. See what Seth can do. One of the masters of super speedway racing. There aren't many people, in my opinion, that have as fine a car control on a super speedway when it comes to making moves than Seth's Merchant.
Oh, and he's perfect on the yellow line. We saw it. It looked like it held 237 for longer than normal.
Go below.
He's gonna go
Hold
below.
on to it.
Oh!
Oh!
643!
New pole center.
Top of the board.
One out of Seth.
Wow. Seth, that was
Oh,
a
and
big
they're-
bullet to dodge. And he put it down. That is a quality lap for Seth the Merchant.
And remember, if he stays there, he has a shot to start last in the Carnomaly 500 and go for an extra $15,000 thanks to Whitz Racing Products. Getting the pole on Valvoline Pole Day could be a huge deal for Seth the Merchant.
Another great lap for Seth. He's going to be really happy
great
with
lap.
that.
So it looks like Zane Scott is next. Might have been running behind, getting to his lap. Hopefully he
Okay.
can take a deep breath.
He missed his lineup there. We're gonna be nice and let him get in. They have a 5-minute clock, just like real life. They're able to get in. So Zane Scott pulls up, gets ready.
Zane's a real racer. I don't know a guy. I've never met a guy that knew more about racing, dirt racing, Indy 500 than this man right here, Zane Scott. He's always up front in our practice. Had a great run in his prelim. Ran top 5 in the whole night. Got himself in
that's the
late
wall.
draw. Kissed the wall coming to green though. Gosh,
That's going to tear
not
up the
gonna-
right front.
That's gonna
Yep.
hurt you.
It's just at least gonna kill your speed coming to green.
Yeah. This is gonna be a tougher one. Zane's one of the you mentioned the fake 500. One of the guys who puts that on does an excellent job with that event. Listen here. Ooh, way high as well.
Scuffed a lap. Have to get it
Yep.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Well,
this is basically damage control, pardon the pun, where you're trying just to put yourself
I
as
was
high
gonna
as you
drop this
can.
car in the
Oh,
corner.
that's nice. Nice of you to do. He'd appreciate that. But damage control in terms of just get a better lap for the best lap you possibly can to start, maybe just a couple positions higher in your Blue Emu Battle 150. And that's not going to put him very high. I won't lie.
Well, when you got a parachute on the right front, what are you going to do, you know?
Yep, that
Yep.
damage coming to green was killer. He's got another chance, though. I mean, you run top 20. It seems simple. It's a 43-car field. You run top 20 in a 43-car field after 150 miles. No resets. I mean, so strategy from starting that far back is at least get through the first half of the race and just watch, just see what happens. Kyle puts my spotter from the NASCAR iRacing Pro Invitational Series.
Out of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. He's got a little Wisconsin accent at times. If you ever get to chat with Kyle.
Builds
Kyle
a lot
put
of
custom.
custom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
does
we're all
a
about
lot
to
of
say it.
custom.
We're all right there. If you need a great custom diecast, that's your guy.
That
I've
and now
got a-
T-shirts. You can get
I've got-
T-shirts from him too. So he'll do T-shirts and all
Oh.
sorts of merchandise and apparel. So
I've got several
Wow.
diecasts from Kyle.
I do too. He does a great job. Great
I
job.
might need to commission him to make one for me this year.
All right. You got to get in early though. He's got quite the waiting list at times. So
I like to think that I could jump the list.
We're down to about 15 cars. Don't hold me to it. Left to go.
Ooh, on the onboard.
Look at that. You can see the skew. See how much the steering wheel is to the left there.
Skewed over.
Minimal steering.
I don't-
input.
Kyle's been very fast too with Carnomaly 500 testing. Obviously, had a really solid prelim.
Guys,
A lot of wobble.
6, 7,
Good lap.
7.
677.
Put him P5. Good lap.
Yeah. That's a solid one.
A lot of speed in that car. It had a lot of wobble to it on the straightaways, but he did a nice job holding on to it. Now here's a unique paint scheme. Look at this. There's a lot going on here. It matches Liam's shirt. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
Liam's sort of an eccentric guy. I've gotten to know Liam a little bit over the past year or so. He's a funny fella. Let me tell you something. He can seem a little rough around the edges, but he's funny deep down. And that paint scheme, that's a glorious paint scheme.
That's a wonderful one. Who is that on the front? Is that Rick? Are we Rick rolled at all times, or is that him?
I don't know.
Oh,
What is that?
it's on a dolphin. Whoever that is on an actual dolphin in space. Space dolphin, man. That is an excellent paint scheme. A lot of statements being made right
Wow.
there.
A whale of a painter as well. Liam Brotherton has some very nice car designs. Some of them here in the
Clearly.
field.
Yeah, quite the imagination.
This is like what my daughter is dressed like when we say you can just pick out your clothes today. She gets a unicorn tutu and a rainbow shirt coming downstairs.
She too would like to ride a dolphin and do
Yep.
around.
Yep.
Oh man. We'll see if
Kyle
it's
Dager
dolphin
said it's
brings
Matt
some speed.
Deason on the hood.
Matt Deason.
Yeah, we all know Matt Deason. If it's Matt Deason, that's great.
38.863 would have been slower on the predictor time. That's a solid lap. Put him somewhere in the middle of his Blue Emu Battle 150 lineup.
He'll be disappointed with that lap time.
Yeah.
Now here's a fella. We know
A
this
fella?
one.
A fella.
We got a fella,
See
guys.
that Sunoco paint scheme. We saw his teammate go out first to kick off the whole event earlier this evening. His teammate failed to even load the right setup. That's why he's at the very bottom of the charts here. But Jimmy Mullis
Hopefully-
here.
Richmond
Kicking
Raceway Esports right there from the
They-
eNASCAR series. They do a great job promoting the entirety of sim racing, the sport, and obviously have a great racetrack at Richmond. One I've often enjoyed running around there. So a cool town in itself in Richmond. They always have that great partnership with Sunoco, powered by Sunoco for them. So let's see if Jimmy Mullis can bring the speed here in Valvoline Pool Night.
I'd say I can already tell he does not have the same setup that his teammate had.
Well, that's because he's already going faster. And he
He's
just left the
already-
pits.
Yep.
Talk about
Listen.
somebody who's sneaky funny. Jimmy Mullis is sneaky funny.
Love a good sneaky funny guy.
He's
Jimmy-
yeah, he's very like dry, deadpan delivery, but he is funny.
He does great job in the eNASCAR series. Last year he stuck in the playoffs, right? Isn't that, speaking of being sneaky, I think he stuck in the playoffs there, right? The decider at Talladega. And just does a great job in that series. Let's see if he's got some speed here. Can't quite tell. Whoa!
Wow. Ties Colin
6-4.
Keister to
Six.
6-4-6.
Wow, and iRacing broke the tie with. Oh wait, we'll have to review. I think
Oh my
we're gonna
goodness.
have to we're gonna have to go to race control on the tie.
Wow.
With the ties, the way we do the ties, if two drivers have the same time to the thousands in the same session, we rely on iRacing's process. Oh, we had a. What was the lap there? My producer saying. Oh, I think that was the next.
Race control is looking it over. They're going to do the back end math to make sure here to see who is either on the front row or in third. They got to do a little checking into each portion, each lap, make sure they understand exactly who was actually faster. And if not, we go down to the rule book.
So we go to 3 digits here on the scoring pile, and iRacing can calculate even further than that. It just shows the first 3 here on our end. So if we'll get a definitive answer for you for right now.
Well, I think we just
Mullet's
heard.
going to be
there
promoted
it
to
is.
P2.
Yep, Mullis was faster. So
Yep.
he now is on the front row and in a locked-in position. If he can stay there for the Carnomaly 500. Great lap.
Wow. A lot of
Got
P's
another,
in the chat.
Yeah, Michael P. Frisch in the Bar Visuals machine. Great looking paint scheme for Lowline Racing as well.
Bar Visuals is just doing so much. They're all over the place, delivering content.
They do.
Parker, you have a great relationship with Dalen.
Yeah, I do. He does all our photos when I race in the truck and when I was racing for Golf Brothers. So gets us some great photos. I appreciate each and every time, and it's the photos you often see on my social media. So thank you, Dalen.
To the line, Michael P. That's going to be a disappointing time for him right there. 8.46. He is not going to be pleased with that. But again, I look at the car, rear end, way up in the air.
Getting reports from Mullis blaming the wind. So 0.002 of a second. He apparently couldn't find any more speed in the garage. Apparently he got all of the speed out of the car up to 0.002 of a second. There's no more speed out of his lap that he could have gotten. It was the wind's fault.
It's the wind's fault. That's what his team wants to hear. Josh Parker here.
Yep.
Got a fire suit on there. Opened up. I like that look.
Hey, let's in solidarity with Josh. Let's unbutton
Yeah.
a button
I
for this lap.
Yeah, just for this lap. Thank
Just
you,
for this
Josh.
lap.
There we go.
We're with you, Josh.
There
I
we
thought
go.
that fast Greenwich, Rhode Island, but that is East Greenwich, Rhode Island.
We call that
Josh-
fire suit look the Parker look, opening up the extra
Yep.
button.
Open it up.
Josh
yeah,
is a-
normal.
Josh Parker is a sim racing OG.
He
I mean,
is.
this
He
is the
is.
guy- I've known Josh for probably 15 years, maybe longer than that. Sim race with him back in NR2K3.
Made the
He's-
transition to iRacing, does NASCAR Heat Pro League, does it all.
Is he the only driver that's competed in both the Coke Series and Pro League?
I believe
Absolutely.
so. Yep. He has.
I'm
So
not
he's
sure it'll
crosses
ever be done
between-
again.
Crosses between console and PC seamlessly. Full of talent.
I would love to see somebody do it, but I just don't see it ever happening again.
No. It's too much time, and you need to be able to focus on one of them. It's just like what we see in real life.
it's not
The drivers that, the top series have to focus on those series. Down the bottom, slides it. 702.
702.
The car didn't look good on the apron. Like, with DeMerchant, it was perfect the way he hit the apron.
All right,
And
button him
then-
up, button him up, button him up.
Yep,
All
we're
right,
gonna
back,
button him
back
up.
to it. Back to it, guys.
Way to go. Good lap, Josh.
Good lap.
12.
Guys, it's
lap.
not even. You gotta be in to be in the sixes. To be in the top 10, you gotta be in the sixes right now. Think about that.
That's. I think that what I was saying, when he hit the apron and went onto the flat, the car slid. I mean, it had to have cost him a little bit of time, or at least not accomplish what he was trying to.
Here we go. Now here's a paint scheme that everyone can get behind. This is Dylan Alt heading onto the track with the 100 Proof Guy sponsorship on the car. If you've been on Twitch, if you've hung around a Moonhead stream or other streams, they've inevitably rated 100 Proof Guy. Bob Splits rated him. He's become a cult icon. He's popped in my stream. He dropped a sub in my stream recently. This man gets so excited for anything that happens. It is the most pure and amazing thing. I love it.
100 Proof Guy? Have I?
Yep.
Does he drink 100 Proof?
What's he do?
He drinks something. We don't know what's in it, but he drinks something.
I used to get stuff like that. It was in a mason jar. And it would come in a box, and what was that called? Oh, moonshine. Yeah, that's
Moonshine.
Don't try it, kids. That's for 21 and older.
Yes, yes. Thank you for the disclaimer, Parker.
Yes, of course.
Decent speed into turn 1 for Dylan. I don't know if this is a pole lap, but it holds the yellow line real nice.
No surprise to see 100 Proof Guy able to come up with the funds to be the primary sponsor on this car.
Not at all. That guy. If you're a 100 Proof Guy, that's you know, like we said about some others, you're ready to party.
Mm-hmm. To the line, Dylan Alt. 38.860 lacks the speed.
Racing his way in.
The Predictor had him going a little faster than that. What I like about the Predictor, even though we're not able to make the predictions, it is fun to see with what the Predictor computer is trying to come up with all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm enjoying seeing if it's right or not. Oh, I know this car.
Now here's a name we got to talk about a little bit. All right, we're biased. Parker and I are biased.
Yep,
So you know what, Landon, take it away.
Yeah, Landon, can you just talk about him for a second?
From an unbiased perspective, Isaac Gann, I got to tell you, it's a great looking car. This is one of the other favorites for the poll here. So this is one that's got the Blake McCandless setup that's sitting P4. Can he get another 100,000?
Gann the man on track here. If you don't know, drives for me on Kligerman Sport in the eNASCAR series. David Schildhouse here is his spotter. We got a lot invested in Isaac, but he's done a great job in just his first 2 races in the eNASCAR series. You can see that beautiful scheme done by JD Laird and JDR Graphics. Love that Valvoline scheme. You wouldn't know that I like Valvoline as well from my current attire, but he also has the same setup as Blake McCandless. Can he go and find just that little bit more in it? Get the pole.
Presley Gilson in chat. That's his crew chief. Presley Gilson, hello.
Hey,
from
Presley.
NFR Northworth Racing. Gann down into 1. Good tidy line there. That's my driver, man. That's my driver.
Look at that car. He shook the camera. It's got so much power. Valvoline under the hood. Power motoring down the backstretch. Thanks for all the Valvoline emotes there. Everyone putting those in the can. Off the force, looking tidy. What's he got? He's gonna stay above.
669. P5 for Isaac.
Right behind the chemist. Yep. So Blake had a little bit more in it.
I'm gonna say Isaac's disappointed right now.
Yeah. He probably thought this late, that setup probably had a little bit more in him.
Couldn't ask for anything more.
I mean, it's a nice lap, but it's not as nice as it could have been.
No. It's all right, Isaac. We still like you. Caden Rush, excellent set of hair there.
Look at that head of hair.
It bleeds all the way over our graphic. It's just excellent.
It's just taking up the whole screen.
We had to build a whole new graphic for Caden there.
Yeah.
From Louisville, Kentucky. Driving the Best Buy throwback scheme.
Matt Kenseth.
Yeah.
Does my heart happy to see that.
I do. I feel like that headshot of Caden's was taken from his 2020 fall winter campaign with Usain Laurent.
The what?
That one went over 99% of the audience's head.
Looked
I
like
know
a
you were going with it.
fashion
Dracar Noir or something. Some sort of
Prada
cologne
or-
advertisement.
Gucci.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I don't even know what to say after that because I don't know what.
I
love the
wanna
paint
quote
scheme. All
that.
right. I love the paint scheme. It brings back fond memories for me as a Matt Kenseth fan.
Apparently that thing did something because the viewership keeps going up, Landon. Great job.
I think this is this is probably the car that might have won the Daytona 500.
It is. That is.
Yeah.
That is the Daytona winning paint scheme for Matt Kenseth.
Yep.
That's right.
Sorry, I'll talk about Matt Kenseth as much as I can. To the line, Caden Rush.
Oh,
Yikes.
39-18.
Yeah, it's Valvoline
I don't
on
think-
it too.
It did. Big sponsors. Way to point that out. Love to see it.
All right, I think we're down to our last 10 drivers. 9, no, 8, maybe 6 or 8. Last 8 drivers. I mean, what's this? This is for not just a locked-in starting spot of the Carnomaly 500, but a chance at $15,000 more than the $3,000 you would already get to win. The winner could win $18,000 if Seth the Merchant holds onto the pole. If somebody else knocks him off, starts at the back, and wins the race. Eric J. Smith could do it.
He could. He's got a lot
I
of
see
speed.
Eric he didn't bring the J to the party today. I wonder why.
Jay's in the chat.
J for Joliet, Illinois? I don't know, but he didn't have it.
Joliet, Illinois, right there near Chicagoland Speedway.
That's right.
There's also a Dunkin' Donuts I've gone to frequently in Joliet, Illinois.
What's your order
Lot
of
of
Dunkin' Donuts, Parker?
Large iced coffee black.
I respect
So
that.
basically, just give me as much caffeine as possible, as quick as possible. And,
I do like a good cold brew.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Maybe you throw in a little espresso shot in there. Just something,
Wow.
really jumpstart the day. Yep.
Wow. Have you
So-
tried sleeping?
No, that's the problem.
Ah, fair enough.
Look at this. He's got the 99 and the Trackhouse 99 numbers for Justin Marks there. The new
Yeah.
team in the NASCAR Cup Series, led by Justin Marks, also co-owned by Pitbull. They have that slash down through the 99. Same here.
Mr.
you know.
Worldwide himself.
Yeah.
Little bobble.
Coming in the eRacr events. Justin would love that. See what kind of speed he brings here. Does he
Pulls
have
that thing
something?
hard left.
The pole?
No.
No.
819.
38.
That's not even going to be in the
81.
top 20, folks. Got to bring way
Remember-
more than that.
You know, it's just my opinion, but remember that top 20 I felt like is important. If I were qualifying for the Carnomaly 500, I'd want to be in the top 20.
And your opinion is important, Landon. So
It is. Yes.
it's not just your opinion. It is an important opinion.
It's like your opinion, man.
Yeah.
Gibson.
That's
Gibson.
your opinion.
James has been fast. I mean, he
Ja-
has been one. He's been aggressive. He's been fast in all of the prelims, but that's been with
Mhm.
fixed setup. So now it's time
Mhm.
to see what James can do with an open setup.
You know, he won his prelim race in dramatic fashion, and just like Eric J. Smith, James D. Gibson, but he left the D at home.
Yeah, see, I don't recognize.
You know what? I wish I could unsay that, honestly.
Yeah, well, we'll just let that one.
We'll see if he's
What
got
is-
speed with him, because he is carrying speed to take the green.
Yeah.
But this is a lovely sort of sunset, sunrise car here. Phoenix on board.
It's a good looking paint scheme. I like that.
Yeah, it's good. Is this just promoting Phoenix like the town, or are we promoting?
I mean, as somebody who lives in Phoenix, I'm not aware of it, so I can't sign off on that.
Are you sure? By the way, we're not going to get Predictor back going here because, well, we took the night off. So this was your top scores of the day. NASCAR fan 999, you win. Also,
Way to
here's
go,
Will
Selby.
Pay
Hey, I'm P2 right now.
in the event
Behind Selby.
the
Yep.
line.
Oh, Gibson.
Gibson.
because I'm just going to throw it out there.
Not the lap time he was looking for.
No. I'm just going to say it out there for all our viewers that we're playing the Predictor. Basically, we're just going to just give away a bunch of prizes. So keep playing it. Since it's not working tonight, if you got in the top 3,
We'll
you
have it back
definitely get a
tomorrow.
prize, and we'll just throw some in there as well for everyone else that played. So we'll figure it out. But you, Mr. NASCAR Fan 999, you definitely won one of these bobbleheads. Mark Martin bobbleheads from Valvoline. Pretty awesome.
All right. Sean Butler in the chat says Cattell's going to P1. This
All right,
is
remember
your...
Cattell a week ago during his prelim race took tires late and drove through the entire field to win
He did.
his in a whale of a drive. Just unbelievable drive.
Also the Firecracker 400 defending champion. You know he'll be back for that.
Possibly one of those community shared Blackford setups.
We've heard.
Squatting.
Wow, look at that skew.
I would qualify this as a big bullet to dodge again, just like the Merchant was. Nice line.
That's not the Tiger. That's Kitty Cat.
That's Patrick. This got some potential, boys. Hold on.
This is good.
Under the line. Good job there. 701.
701.
Wow.
Gotta have a 6 in front of it.
It's gotta.
Kitty
I
Cat
mean,
couldn't bring
12. He's getting... Oh, it is Kitty Cat. That's nice.
it. Yeah. I thought it was the Tiger from Frosted Flakes, but it was no longer.
Now that's a track picture right there.
Byron! Yeah! Works for RCR. He's a race engineer on the 3 car in the Cup Series. Byron's been a buddy of mine for a long time. I once sponsored him in the eNASCAR Series way back when. And longtime sim racer. Also races go-karts right now, which somehow he finds the time to be a race engineer in the Cup Series, the longest running series of motorsports, basically schedule-wise. He races go-karts, and he's a full-time active sim racer at the top of his game. This guy's incredible. He headed down to North Carolina basically with knowing basically no one really in motorsports from Bronx, New York, said, I'm going to get into racing. Went to engineering school and found himself at a Cup team. Pretty awesome story.
Wow.
See if he's got.
Great story.
I'm not sure he put a lot of engineering prowess behind this car, though. He does have that day job in the go-karting, so we'll see what kind of speed he brings.
He is a teammate of ours on the NAS Boys endurance
That's right.
team as well.
I forgot that part of his resume. This guy never sleeps.
Yep.
He's
What do you think his Dunkin' order is?
Yeah, he's been drinking those big Dunkin' coffees too.
All right, great minds
At
think
least
alike.
he's a
Parker.
faster. I'm not sure if he's got a good lap going here though, and if anybody at RCR is watching him, it might be give him a hard time for it.
Gonna have to go
this thing-
put this thing on the sim rig or something.
Yep.
Needs some speed. She's down on speed.
I think if there's anybody that can race their way in though, it's this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
he
agree.
did great
3-4-2.
his prelims. I think honestly he knew he didn't have it here tonight. So that's the let's get our lap in, focus on the race setup. We're going racing the Blue Emu Battle 150s.
Doki, Michael Guest, big green egg machine.
Oh yeah. Brownsburg, Indiana.
Another eNASCAR Coca-Cola Series driver here. See what he can do. He
Hey,
should
I've
be able
also
to put up a good lap, right?
he definitely should. Always brings a lot of speed.
Big Beaver Esports
events.
driver.
I've also spent some time in Brownsburg, Indiana. Did you know that?
What happens in Brownsburg, Indiana?
That's where a lot of the shops are for USAC midgets and the drag racing teams. It's right there near IRP. So, big racing area. Yeah. Spent a lot of
going
time.
on there.
Mhm.
Oh, that car is down.
Little did you guys know.
I-
Hotbed
today
of
I
racing.
learned.
Yeah. Big motorsports area. Well, is he going to use any of that motorsports area speed here? In
Thinks
this 9
fast in
car?
the corner.
It does look quick.
Lots
And it's
of arc.
stable.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good
I'm
line.
not- he had a lot of arc into turn 1 and was still higher than I would think.
Oh,
You'd
someone in
wanna
the
be.
chat saying this is pole. I don't know about that.
That's a big wiggle into 3.
Oh,
right there, there's the
that-
wiggle.
Yep, you can see how much wheel he had into it.
Yeah, that's going to be a killer right there. Still going to be a decent lap, but that's and that front stretch is not not
Yep.
optimal.
Oh,
707 and touches the wall.
could have a few cars getting some body work. I think we've got what, maybe 1 or 2 backup cars and probably 4 or 5
Yeah.
that are gonna have some repairs.
Yeah,
Definitely
big green egg with
Dude.
a big green dent.
big dent.
Big.
That was actually awesome. I don't know why I thought it was so funny. Why have we never said that before?
Don't know. Don't know. Here's a guy who won a prelim race, Space Station Gaming's Blake Cisneros, heading to the track. The Carnomaly car.
Yeah, thanks, Blake.
Yeah, let's see it. Salisbury, North Carolina.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
Hey, I've
Hopefully
been
he's
there
got some
too.
speed here. Yeah, that's where TRD's at. I've been there. That's where Starcom Racing's shop is. I didn't go there for TRD.
I knew why I had been there, but you got there better. I've eaten in that Olive Garden many a time. Going to TRD.
Oh man. eRacr Predictor's got high hopes for Blake. 38.717. I mean, I feel like obviously you want that front row. You want a shot to take the Whitz challenge for $15,000, but a 717 wouldn't be bad.
I think that would just about get you in the top 10.
Oof.
Or top 20, I mean. So,
I don't know if a 717 gets you, or if running in the middle through 1 and 2 gets you a 717.
no. That's going to be tough. Even though this car is squatted down, it looks good in the back.
He held 236 for a while.
And he had a very clean entry.
Oh, he nailed
This is a
turn
strong run. Very
yeah,
nice
it's
line.
a good lap.
See,
It is a good lap.
Cisneros.
Oh,
692.
692.
Right behind
Gosh.
Colin Bowden.
I can't help but to think that would be really close to the pole if he would have kept it on the bottom there in 1 and 2. Oh, and he just hit the fence in turn 2.
Uh-oh.
It'll
He was
buff.
so hyped. Oh! The feet!
4 time.
Set up.
Yes, the stir of the drink, the straw himself, 4-time eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series champion Ray Alfala, the setup, thief, and or distributor. He does deliver mail for a living. No surprise he can deliver a setup as well.
Wow.
Predictor's got high hopes for him. And obviously, they've heard the drama. Brian Blackford put his setup into a shared folder that Ray Alfala and a couple others had access to. He feels like they may be using it. You gotta watch. And now we're hearing from Chris Overland this is a Ray Alfala setup. But if you just tweak 1 or 2 settings, is it your setup then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Question.
Yeah. Well, no matter what, Ray's a good dude. Really talented sim racer, OG of sim racing. You said 4-time champ of the eNASCAR series.
He knows
This
this
guy.
car very well.
Yeah. He's a hell of a competitor.
Can't
And-
say that on air, Parker.
Oh, sorry.
He's
Sorry,
a hell of a
Anthony.
nice guy. How about that?
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
right. That's what you say. He's a hell of a nice guy.
That's right. That thing is sat down. What does he have?
It's scooting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Big arc to the
see.
front stretch. Dives it down.
Wow.
681.
The same as the
Predictor.
Predictor! No way! It's the first time I've seen that!
The Predictor predicted.
What?
1 out of 88. We've done it.
No way. Maybe Ray has been running the Predictor.
Guys, artificial intelligence is gonna take over the world. This is the singularity.
Help! Help!
Unreal.
This is scary.
No! No! Oh my
Skynet.
gosh.
Remember the moment when Skynet took over Carnomaly 500.
Yeah. Well, just in time, guys. Our last guy here.
Our last qualifier, and also basically has to beat the Predictor, has to win the poll to beat the Predictor.
And is the 2020 eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series champion, driving for William Byron Esports. Got Logitech on there. They committed to the sport in a big way.
Let's get a quick hit here on Kim. Let's get a quick hit here on Kim. She knows how Seth is feeling right now watching Nick go.
He's got to be sweating. Whenever you're the top of the board and you're watching the last car go, that has to be the absolute worst feeling. So right now, DeMerchant just holding his breath for this lap. By Nick.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you, Kim.
Thanks,
Catching
Kim.
up with Seth. Oh man, big speed into turn 1 by Nick Ottinger. Nice simple paint scheme from Logitech. Love that good with the car.
Matt Busa said, who he often works with on setups, I bombed my lap. Nick's got this. Let's see if he's got it. Down into turn 3.
No bobble there.
No.
That's clean.
So smooth. Off of
Big
4.
arc here to the front stretch.
Let's see it. Does he
Right
have
on the
it?
bottom. Oh,
Smacks the
little-
wall. 597.
He did.
597. Parker with the
Oh.
call of the day.
Oh
No
man,
way.
unbelievable.
Nick Ottinger, the pole sitter for the
Oh my
Carnomaly 500. Last car to go. The drama,
Wow.
the storylines, the
Oh my
heartbreak for
God.
the merchants. Oh my goodness.
Get that man
Now-
in our Discord right now. We need to talk to him. We got to ask him some really important questions. And also, what do I win for guessing the poll time to the 1,000th?
We've-
Boys, he smacked that wall with that car, though.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
It
Okay.
doesn't matter if he takes a backup car. He doesn't. I don't think he's got to take a backup car anyways. He's starting in the
Yeah.
back.
Well, we got to
He's
ask
your
him.
pole sitter, and look at him doing a burnout on the front stretch. And he's got
That's
a
awesome.
shot. Will he take the challenge?
He's
I mean, you
stuck.
guys, he's stuck. There's no rules that say you have to make it back to your garage, does it?
Get that
I
man
think so.
in our Discord right now. Where is he?
Unbelievable.
We're working on it. We're working on it. We
We
had
gotta
the
get a
merchant
hold of
lined
Nick.
up. Oh my goodness. That's unbelievable. What a lap for Nick Ottinger. Last car on track, goes out there and throws it down to hit that coveted 597. Parker, you called it 2.5 hours ago. You said it was going to be a 5.9 that wins the poll. How did you do it?
Yep.
Well, guys, just like as we look at the final results there, Seth DeMerchant in second, Jumbo. I mean, he did it by almost half a tenth, Nick Ottinger. I mean, I didn't
Here
think
he is. Here
It
he
was
is. Nick
impossible.
Ottinger. You are a bad man waiting to the last car to go out. You win the poll for the Carnomaly 500. First and foremost, how does that feel?
Man, she was a sporty Logitech G machine for sure. I was messaging Seth, the merchant, a little bit. It's gonna be between both Logitech cars, is what I thought. And I mean, I didn't expect to run a 5, to be honest with you. That was pretty as nifty as I could get coming to the line. Even if we had to go to a backup car, it didn't matter to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you used up everything it had to get to the line. Where do you think? What part of your lap made it happen for you?
I carried a lot of, I've done a lot of testing, obviously. I've done about 2 or 3 hours of just qualifying testing, and I figured out a pretty solid, arc coming on the out lap and just diamonding, 3 and 4, coming to, take the, the green flag. And, that really propelled a lot of momentum coming to the line, and, just being able to arc the corners out and pretty much have as, minimal wheel input as possible and keeping it still, plugging the left rear on, the straight was, just really sporty car, and just made it a lot easier holding that pretty wheel.
Nick, was this the fastest lap you've run in testing, or do you have anything faster than this?
Well, I have done a couple 54s, but
Mm.
track tent was a little hotter. But I mean, we were pretty sporty. I mean, there was a lot of effort that went into it after the Coke race last night. We finished 7th there, and after the race, we took some time to really dial in a qualifying car, and it definitely paid off. And I had a lot of team guys that helped me out. Adam Benefield got in there. Garrett Smithley, my Logitech G teammate, was in there doing some laps. So it was a good collective effort, and I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of the most nervous events I've ever been in, even at the Homestead finale last year.
That's awesome, Nick. I got a couple more questions for you. One, a very important question, Nick. You're aware of the Whitz Racing Products Challenge. You have the opportunity to start at the tail of the field of the Carnomaly 500, and if you win it, you'll win $15,000. Are you going to take it?
Is that a real question? Yeah, I'm taking it there, Chief. Taking it all
Awesome.
the way going to the back. I'll do whatever I can, man. That's cool. It's obviously really cool what they're doing, for the sim race community, and that's the same thing I want to do. I want to give back to the community in some way, and I love doing these events you guys put on. So really thank you guys for that, and hopefully we, at the end of the day, 15,000 richer. That'd be nice.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations, man. Glad you're taking the challenge by Whitz Racing Products there. Just a reminder, it's not only 15,000. If you are to do it on the Carnomaly 500, you'll actually make $18,000. So it could be a very big day for you, just like that eNASCAR championship. But congratulations, bud. Thanks for being here in this event.
And thank you guys. Hopefully we'll have some, good testing tomorrow and the duels as well. So
There you go. Good job, Nick. He's going to be sleeping well tonight knowing he doesn't have to worry about the Blue Emu Battle 150s tomorrow, Landon.
Yeah, it's going to be a big day. We're going to have a lot of racing. Maybe that's the one thing that Nick's got working against him a little bit, is that he's not going to be racing tomorrow night because he has advanced straight to the Carnomaly 500.
Well, I think he'll take that risk. So, what an awesome qualifying, guys. That was a lot of fun. Thank you to Valvoline, as you see everywhere, for being a part of Poll Day here tonight, providing all that drama. Thank you all watching here. This was really cool. Thanks for being in the chat. Be sure to follow us. Check out our giveaway on eRacr.gg. We're giving away those JBL headphones. Guys, we got to do this all over again tomorrow night. Blue Emu Battle 150s. This is going to be awesome.
That's right. It's going to be a horse of a much different color tomorrow as we set news for the Blue Emu Battle 150s right here. Twitch.tv/eRacr_GG, 7 p.m. Make sure you tell a friend, come on back and watch, because now they're going to be racing open setup style. Should be a lot of fun, but Nick Ottinger, Seth the Merchant, going to be in the front row for March 3rd's eRacr Carnomaly 500. They'll take tomorrow off, and everyone else will be racing. Appreciate you being here tonight. As always, David Schildhouse, Landon Cassill, Parker Kligerman. Big thanks to Kim Kuhn as well for helping us out. We'll see you back tomorrow here, 7 p.m.